You have someone like myself who's doing around 60 to 70K a month with my store, with one of my stores, and I'm in an extremely competitive niche. So like there will be people out there who will be like, oh, well, you're only doing 60 to 70 grand a month at 15 to 20% profit margins. Okay, fantastic. First off, they're probably anods. Second of all, the niche is extremely competitive. My partners are 19, by the way.
Oh, snap.
If you're in the UK, Canada, New Zealand, Australia, you can run this business. So it's you can do it international. So they handle the international stuff as well. They're doing $300,000 a month in revenue. And then you have our other gentleman who's scaled to $1.2 million in revenue on a monthly basis. He has his skill sets. So you have 4 people who are running the business. I only surround myself with killers. So our whole goal is to dominate the market, and no one will do it as good as we can. So the first month was June. We did multiple 5, maybe like 50, 60,000 in revenue because my store is aged. So like I have reviews.
Yeah,
and shit.
he's able to scale quickly.
Bro. Overall, that ended, and when that ended, I pivoted again. Again, the whole theme of this is pivoting, bro. Like you have to pivot. And I pivoted to consulting because I had 2 options. I could do high ticket dropshipping, which is currently what I do right now, or I could pivot and do consulting. And I can consult because at this point, that Facebook operation was 150 employees. I had about 10 managers. I built the whole internal system, and I built it to work. I wasn't hiring anymore. I trained my team to hire. Like I had built it. I knew this was like a strength of mine. I bought my eBay dropshipping course, took it seriously. I hit 10K in like probably like the 5th week. Just going straight from Walmart to Amazon at that point in time. So
Okay. Yo,
super
that was
simple.
a gold rush.
Bro. So our margins were 20% on every product we fucking sold. So I tried drop shipping, went into eBay. This is when I invested in my first course. So this was my first major L in business, and this was a hard one. This is very transparent. Like I'm always want to be as transparent as possible. That's why the results were able to happen that fast, because you have softwares that you can upload the products relatively quickly, right? You could get 1,000 products up in a week max. Like it shouldn't take you longer. So I'll show you really quick. I'll show you a sale I just made earlier. That's the order. That's the total for the order. What's that number say?
Oh, that's hot.
Yo, what's going on? We back with another one. It's the Delete Kings podcast. I go by the name Delete King 850, and I got here with me.
You already know Delete King CVO. You already know we the one and onlys right here.
No, Delete King CVO in the building, and we are back with another special guest. I told you we gonna be having some really successful people on this podcast, and I'm delivering that promise. So we on a roll right now, right? So I got a very special guest for y'all today. He gonna tell you what he does. I'm gonna let him introduce himself the right way.
Yeah, man. Thank you so much. My name's Andrew Giorgi, 27-year-old entrepreneur, e-commerce entrepreneur. Been doing dropshipping now for about 5.5 years, and been an entrepreneur for 7. So made multiple 7 figures in the dropshipping space. Been doing it for a while now. So.
That's what I'm talking about. You heard what he said, multiple 7 figures in the drop shipping space. And if you stay tuned for this entire episode, he's going to let you know exactly how he did it, right? We're going to break down the steps. We're going to ask him to take it all the way back. So you in for a ride on this one. So we're going to take it back with you. I appreciate you pulling up for the podcast. I started following you on Instagram. I've been seeing all these results in your stories and this and that. I'm like, yo. and we're local, so I was like, yo, we gotta connect, we gotta network. So, and then we was chopping it up. We ran into a few different people, a few different connects. But I wanna know how you got to where you are in this space. Like, where'd you even start?
Man, oh man. We take it back to like 2018, if you really want to go all the way back. I mean, I was doing entrepreneurship before that as well. I tested a ton of different things out, man. I was doing Twitch streaming back in 2014. That's when I really started to like try and do my own thing. Back before even esports was even cool, like way before esports was even well known. I was trying to be a professional Call of Duty player. So like I've been doing content for 10 years now. You know what I mean?
The right way.
So been doing that. That ended up not working out. Ended up going to college. And then to fast forward just a little bit, and we'll get into the grains and stuff like that.
Did you finish college?
No, 6 weeks. I lasted 6 weeks.
I tried like 4 different times myself, and then he
See,
tried
I had a scholarship to play football.
Yeah.
So I went my freshman year full, and then I left right after my sophomore year because after my freshman year I had lost my right eye, so I can't see out my right eye. I had a detached retina. So it took away football, and I was like, all right, I'm going to just stick around a little bit, and it just wasn't cutting it. So I was like, I got to go.
Yeah.
Do you recommend college?
Would I recommend college?
Yeah.
It depends, man. I mean, it depends on if you're going to a Ivy League school. You can make a shitload of connections at Ivy League schools. I think that schools are really good for you to get out of your comfort zone. You can connect with a boatload of people. As long as you can provide value, which we can touch base on, but connections are massive. If you don't have connections, you don't have anything. Your network is your net worth, and that's a very cliche saying, but it is very, very, very true. So that's probably the only reason I would recommend going. If you're saying you're going to go to school for business or anything like that, you better just stop.
Exactly.
That piece of paper don't mean shit. Like, someone's going to hire me to do their operations over someone like you because I've built operations. You haven't done shit yet.
Exactly.
So at the end of the day, that's kind of my view on college. If you're going to be, doctor,
lawyer,
Your
something
intention
like
was
that.
to go to school for business?
What's up?
Well, your intention was to major? What was like?
I was going to go for information technology because my whole life I've been really, really, really good with computers.
Okay.
And so I was like, yo, let me try this out. You know what I mean? But I was the kid in the back of the class.
Right.
Sitting on my laptop, editing my Call of Duty videos, not knowing shit because I was in the class and I'm like, bro, these kids are just like, they understand how to do all this code and they've been doing this shit. You know what I'm saying? They've had this interest. I didn't have that interest. And so they were way ahead of me. And so I'm like, it was very intuitive. I'm like, yeah, this isn't me. Like, this isn't me. So, and I went to school. I went for the 6 weeks, but I dropped out. But I told my mom. I lied to my whole family. I told my mom. I told everybody that I was going. And meanwhile, I'm in the library just editing all my videos. And then my mom got a letter from the school saying, hey, like, he didn't even take his exams. He didn't do this. He didn't do that. So me and my mom got into it, and I was just, long story short, I just told her, I said, listen, this is my life. I'm going to do what I want to do, and you won't listen. So like, I had to do what I had to do. And,
exactly.
Now she gets it. You know what I mean? Now it's cool. But back then I was like,
no,
I'm gonna do what I
for
need to
sure.
do.
I had like kind of this same situation with my mom. I'm going, and then when I ended up leaving, she was like, "Man, you still gotta go." Try Columbia. They said none of your credits transfer. I was like, broke my heart. I can't study film. And then I went to Oakton Community College, and I was literally there for 2 weeks, and I walked out of class. I was like, what am I doing in my life? I went from playing football in the actual school, college, campus, apartments, you know what I'm saying, getting network with my guys. I got a brotherhood over there, especially when you're on the football team. It's a real big baller connection, you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
I'm sitting with people I done seen back in high school. They're not doing shit, not doing nothing. I was like, oh no, I gotta go.
Same stuff, different day, man. Same stuff, different
So after
day.
college, like, where'd you go from there? Like, did she force you to like?
Well, I was always a worker, bro. Like,
Okay.
I've been working since I was, even before, like, I would do little things around the neighborhood every now and then. Entrepreneurship wasn't huge for me growing up. So after school, though, when I dropped out and, she found out, it was January of 2016. So I'm like, all right, well, she's like, you got to get a job. And I already had shit lined up anyways. So one of my day one friends worked at in the Port of Indiana. So it's a steel business there.
Okay.
It's a lot of steel, a lot of steel's made. So I was like, all right, cool. I have a connection there. I'm just gonna go there. His older brother, who they've known me my whole life, they got me in there. So I started working there, and I was pretty much like on this path where I had given up on the Twitch and like trying to become a professional player. I'd given up on all that.
Okay.
And I was like, all right, that's not me. And I thought that when I was operating heavy equipment, I was like, all right, cool. This is my thing. I'm going to operate one of them big old cranes in the sky.
You
and
can
shit
go ahead
like
and
that.
build a tower.
Make big money, because those crane operators make good bread.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I was like, all right, cool. And then Ty Lopez, I came across Ty Lopez's 67 steps.
Yeah, same here.
When I came across that, so where I was working, I would have to walk the coil fields. And so I can have headphones in all day.
Right.
I work 12-hour days. So in there, I'm listening to Ty Lopez all day long. Found Gary Vee, started listening to him all day long. Then my mindset shifted. And so then I started to realize how shitty my environment was around me. I'm working with a bunch of people who had been to jail, who were convicts, and I seen that, and it's nothing wrong with that. There's good people who had come out, but the mindset wasn't there. The environment was garbage, right? And so I was like, all right, like I need to get out of here. And everybody had seen my shift and energy change, where I was like about work, and then I was like, yeah, fuck this place. Like this place is a shit show. No one cares about anyone. This is just not the place to be.
Was it well paying?
At my age, when I was 19, 20 years old, I mean, I was probably making like 2.5, 3K a month. So it wasn't too bad, you know what I mean? But it
was decent. It was good for the time where it was at.
Yeah, for my age, you know what I mean? There was no one else at my age making that type of money, you know what I mean? They weren't doing that. And so it felt good, but then I realized like Ty Lopez, Gary Vee, they opened my eyes. And I started seeing like what could really be done. And I was like, yeah, no, I need to get out of here. So I was trying a bunch of different things during that time frame. I got fired. I got the job in January of 2016. Okay. And then I got fired in July of 2017. And they fired me because of, one, the shitty attitude. Two, because I was just doing what I needed to get done. And then that was it. That's it. I'm not going above and beyond. You're only paying me for it. So, like, I'm not going to do that.
Exactly.
So they found any opportunity to fire, boom, hit it. They fired me right away. And I was like, all right, cool. Now, this is where it gets a little bit deeper, because during this time, while I'm working at the job, I hate it. And I'm going to my boys. I'm hanging. My circle hasn't changed yet. Circle hasn't changed yet. So just for context. So I'm hanging out with one of my high school friends. I've known him since elementary school though, and he's selling weed. You know what I mean? And he knew I had the network in town. You know what I mean? I had people who had hit me up to buy weed from me before. I just was like, I don't do that. You know what I'm saying? That's not me. And so he threw me a quarter and he was like, hey, flip this. Take it, just flip it.
Do what you need to do.
Start making money.
Right.
And I was like, because I came in, he was like, what's your deal? Told him the deal, and he was just like, take it and flip it. And that kind of spiraled. Okay, so then that spiraled. So when I got fired in July of 2017, I already had clientele built up. Like, I had shit done already. So I'm able to still pay my bills.
Exactly.
With that. And then I had made all the connections in the job. So I'm like, I have different outlets everywhere to sell to.
Mm-hmm.
And so, but while I was doing that, for probably about 7 to 8 months, from July of 2017 up until probably like April of 2018, I was trying different things while that was happening. So like, I tried videography. Like, I worked with a local dude who had a local gym, and I tried videography. I tried photography. I tried to go back to Twitch streaming. I tried all these little things that didn't end up working. You know what I mean? And then this is why I always also will talk about this, because if it wasn't for selling weed, I wouldn't have been introduced to e-com. It's the most important part. So at this time,
That's interesting.
I wouldn't have. And people ask me, like, why do you talk about that? Like, you're so proud of it. And I'm like, because without this shit, I wouldn't be here.
Exactly.
So, like, I'm not ashamed of what I had to do to get here. It's
Exactly.
just part
Everybody
of the game.
gotta do what they gotta do. Everybody gotta hustle. You know what I'm saying? I seen something today. It's like, I don't care what you got going on, legal or illegal. You know what I'm saying? One, if you got a team running that shit, you're gonna win.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And two, you gotta hustle. You gotta grind. This world ain't no just give world. You know what I'm saying? Like, you really gotta go get that shit.
Agreed. And so at this point in time, I had moved back in with my grandparents. Now picture this, like, and understand this for everyone who's watching, because you have to also be willing to take a setback and be humble about some things. I'm living on my own. Around my town, I'm making good money. I live on my own. My girl at that time she would come over a lot. You know what I'm saying? So I was chilling. When I lost my job, I was like, okay, well, in order for me to stack more money, I might as well move back in with my grandparents' house.
Exactly.
So I moved in with my mom's first, then went back to my grandparents. And so at the end of the day, that's all happening. And now my boy, at the end of the day, lives with me. One of my best friends at the time, he was selling sneakers, entrepreneur as well, selling sneakers.
Yeah.
And so I was like, he hit me up one day, and long story short, he ends up living with me, right?
Okay.
And so we're living together, and he was like, hey, my boy, he wants to buy this pair of shoes for me, but he also wants to buy some weed. And I think you should meet him because he does Amazon. And I think that you should just come say what's up, sell him what he needs, and we'll let it fly. That's how I get introduced to private label in Amazon. So doing private label, create your own product, and send it into the Amazon warehouse. You run PPC ads towards it, and you sell it. You create your own listing. So when I seen this, I'm like, yo, this makes so much sense. And it's just like selling weed and selling pills. It's the same game. Buy in bulk, flip, rinse, repeat, and recycle. And I'm like, instantly I'm hooked. I'm like, oh, say fucking less. So he helps me set all this up. And I didn't actually take full action on it. This was in April of 2018 when I learned about this.
And when you meet him, he's like giving you the rundown on how it works. He's already like successful with it?
Yeah, he was doing pretty well. He wasn't like crazy successful, but he knew enough to where like, and he was driving a nice car. Like he had done things where show me his numbers and on his Amazon dashboard and stuff like that. And so I'm like,
he was able to show you the results on his own phone.
Exactly.
Like, it wasn't a screenshot like here. No, it was
results. Yeah, I was like, look at what I'm doing right now.
Right.
And so I was like, all right, cool. So he showed me the whole game. Yeah, gave me the entire rundown and helped me find my product, taught me how to find the products, do all this stuff, right? And so I'm like, all right, cool. I take action on it in April of 2018, but I'm still selling weed.
Right.
I'm still selling pills. So I didn't touch it until after the 4th of July, Okay, so I have it on my Snapchat, and I'm gonna make a big long post about this on my Instagram, but taking people through the entire journey. But there was a point in time where it was coming up on the 4th of July. The girl I was talking to at the time, I remember this so fucking clearly, like, and it will stick with me forever. We were driving, and we were preparing for the 4th of July party a couple days prior, and she was like, yo, so do you think you're gonna actually go and, like, you know, you think you're gonna be able to go and get a real job now? And I was like, what you mean? She was like, you can go and get a real job. Like, you know, this stuff ain't working. You got to do something. And I was like, no, I'm going to make this shit work. Like, and she didn't know about Amazon yet, though. Like, she just knew barely about it. But, like, she thought I was just planning on just slinging my whole life.
Right.
Or not. I had no plan.
Right.
And so I was like, no, like, I'm going to figure this out. And she was like, well, everyone has a dream, you know what I'm saying? But we got to get back down to reality. And I said, okay, that's cool. I was like, but at the end of the day, like, I'm gonna make this. I will never work for no one ever again in my life. It just won't happen.
Right way.
Bar
Right
none.
way.
I will figure. I'm living in my grandparents' house in the basement right now. You think how much lower do I have to fucking go?
Exactly.
I'm at the bottom. The only way up is the only way from here is up now.
Exactly.
So what the fuck do you think? What am I got to lose?
Right.
You know, I'm gonna go work for someone else and do the same cycle over and over. Fuck all that. And so she wanted me to do that. After the 4th of July, we ended up cutting it. I knew that wasn't the right person to have in my circle anyway. Someone who doesn't sit there and, like, I didn't tell her everything, but at the end of the day, like, don't go, you know, this is not my energy. I don't want you around me if you're talking like that.
Exactly.
And I don't vibe with that. So dropped her, and then after July 5th, 6th, it went full on degenerate mode. I'm talking 12 hours a day, every day, sitting in front of the fucking laptop, understanding in my grandparents' basement at the time, learning Amazon private label, like learning how to run a PPC ads, learning all of the real intricacies, because this guy's doing his own thing. What am I going to do? Have him sit with me for 12 hours a day every day to fucking learn this shit? Like, so that's when I went full on degen mode. And then
Is that YouTube University? Is that like courses, like, and that 12 hours?
So at the time, I wasn't about courses. I thought I could learn it all. I'm so new to the game. So I'm like, I'm going to learn this all on my own. Like, I'm going to figure it out. I don't want to buy a course. Not to mention, I didn't have that much money at the time. So that would have wiped my ass clean. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, all right, well, that's what I did. And so from July and August, I was still selling. The only time I would leave the house is to get to the gym and sell. That's it. And in August of 18th, I went all in. I stopped selling. I deleted everyone on my Snapchat. I cut everyone out.
Damn. Cold turkey.
Cold turkey.
Damn, you wanted it.
Because I had to make it work.
Yeah.
And, like, I can't keep half in, half out type shit.
Exactly.
That shit does not fucking work.
Okay.
And so I was like, all right, well, I cut everybody off. And so when I go to the gym, you know, I went to the
They're
local
like,
Planet Fitness.
"What's up, bro?
Yeah. People would be like, yo, man, like, what the fuck? You deleted me, bro? Like, you know, I don't have to buy off you. You know what I'm saying? I can still, you know, be boys. And I'm like, respectfully speaking, man, right now, like, I just need to be in my game. Like, I need to do my thing. It's nothing. Some people did take it very personally. They took it to a whole nother level.
You taking the fix away.
Yeah, and I'm like, listen, bro. So yeah, that's how I got introduced into e-com. You know what I mean? Okay. And then I went cold turkey in August of 2018, and then ever since then, it's been nothing but that.
Did you have to change any of your habits during that period? What sort of habits?
Yeah.
I see you mentioned going to the gym and things of that nature. Like, what else changed?
At that point in time, it was really external. The internal habits were always there. I was always disciplined. Like, I could always work my ass off. So that habit was always there. The habits that needed to change was spending time with other people and saying no to people. Saying no. Stop letting other people take your time and your energy away from you, because it's all you fucking got. When you got no money, all you got is time. It's the most valuable asset. So stop letting people take that shit. And that's why I had to cut everybody off. And, like, my real friends stayed. Like, I got 3 real friends that don't do business at all. They all have really good jobs. They still make good money. So even my people I surround, and this is very important for anyone who's watching, you need to surround yourself even with the people who don't do business, because you don't always have to have just business friends.
Right.
It's nice to have some people that you vibe with on something else.
Real loyalty, real friendship. Don't got to be business. Just
100%. Someone you can just kick it with, man.
Exactly.
And you can chop it about anything, you know? And all those friends stayed. Anytime I said, no, I can't go out. No, I can't do this. No, I can't come here. No, I can't go there. I can't come out with you here. The real ones stayed, and they understood what I was doing. And so those people will stay. If they're not real, they will not fucking stay. And don't worry about losing them, because they were never going to be there for you anyways. That shit does not matter.
Exactly. They're really just going to suck you dry once you're at the top and you did all this other stuff. They're going, hey, bro, I need a egg. You can,
Yeah.
you
So
know.
it wasn't hard for you to limit any partying, going out, bars, drinking, anything like that? Like,
No. No, and the reason why I say no is because I did that shit so hard. Like I went so hard. Like when I was selling and doing that shit, I was in the mix all the time, you know, because I was doing that shit. I was selling. I'm in the mix all the fucking time. So like at some point my social battery burned, and I'm like, I'm ready to just lock the fuck in at this point. So no, it wasn't too hard to pretty much just cut out the partying. Yeah, there were some times where like I wanted to go out and like you have that FOMO, you know, a little bit. But then you have to remember like that shit will always be there, bro. Like I even have that now. Like even now, like sometimes I'm like, damn, I kind of want to go out to the bar. Kind of want to go, you know, I'm a social dude. I like to go around,
Right.
get a couple drinks, mix around, talk to people and shit. But you just got to remember what the hell you're doing. And there's a time and place for everything. And you know, Alex Hormozy said this, so it's not my thing. But like there are seasons in your life. You have to understand this. There are seasons in your life where you just lock the fuck in and you don't do anything else, and life is going to be a little bit unbalanced, and that's completely fucking fine, because at the end of the day, no one got anywhere by living the most balanced fucking life. So
Right way.
So
Right
yeah,
way.
So no,
Right
it wasn't
talking.
wasn't hard at all.
No, I love that, because even with me, like, I'm not real, like, I'm a social guy. I knows, like, I go and get connections, talk to people all day. I love talking to people. I love hearing their story. I'm really big on energy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Energy is real.
Yep.
It's a real thing. So we got to kind of, you know, see what's in the air. But with me, like, I don't like going out to the clubs. Like, I go out to a club, but if it was like in a certain setting, like for me, for business, like a Grey Goose event or something, an event.
Yes.
But 9 times out of 10, if I'm going out, it's all right. There's a concert. I know the promoter. I know this or I know that, and we're VIP. We're access. And then
Yeah.
even with that, okay, yeah, we could drink a little bit, party a little bit, but everyone that were around me, we're not in the crowd. We're in the back.
Yes.
So we got to be talking. What's up, owner? Hey, let's network with everybody, because as a videographer, that's how I got a lot of my bigger connections. I was able to take that outside of the show, and literally, hey, I could bring them here. Hey, we're shooting videos now. Hey, we're doing this. I'm in the studio with them.
Yep.
You know, so I was definitely always like, hey, if we're going out, it got to make sense almost.
It's a purpose. There's a reason
You know
to go
what I'm
out.
saying? It like, I gotta get one client walking out of here. You know what I'm saying? Someone got to be somebody I can talk to, network with. If it's not a client, it's someone I can build with or network with or get in tune with.
Yes.
You know, be in front of that other people couldn't.
Yes.
You know, so that's how I always look at going out. Like it gotta be a goal.
And even if you go out and you don't meet someone that you can do business with directly right then and there, right? Like you still form a connection with somebody who you could potentially, he can benefit you in the future, or you can benefit him, and it could be a win-win relationship, both parties. Most people, I feel like when they go out, they want to be able to lock in a deal or meet somebody where they can immediately just start doing something with, and it's like break bread immediately. And it's like, no, bro, like
That
some
takes
of-
time.
It takes, dude. Some of the partnerships I have right now, I've had relationships with these people since February. Like thinking of 2 partners off the rip. I've known them since January, February this year, and we just, you know, kind of came together. And I was like, yo, let's partner up and do something together.
All right.
Takes
You laid
time.
that foundation, that seed, that network seed, and then it was able to, hey, let's lock in, bro.
Yeah.
Let's fully do what we need to.
Let's do something. Yeah, 100%. And because you also want to. There's a saying I like. I forget who said it, where I heard it, but it was like, if you don't have to make a decision right now, don't fucking make it. Because why? You don't fucking have to. So like, why are you going to make a decision to do business with somebody right off the rip? You met them 15 minutes ago and you just started talking to them. Just because you both like money doesn't mean shit.
Exactly.
So like, why do you do that? Like be friends with them. Watch their character. Watch their behavior. Watch how they act with other people. Watch how they treat normal fucking people.
Yeah.
Like, watch how they are with their girl. Watch how they are with their family. Because that is going to give you a lot of fucking insight as to how these people operate, and then you're going to be in the mix of that.
right.
So
True colors reveal themselves over time. You know,
100%.
It's almost borderline contradictory when they say success loves speed, and you got to be able to, you know, like I think, you know, when they say Napoleon Hill got put on the spot by Carnegie or whatever, like, you want this opportunity or not? You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
it's like, hey, if somebody's like trying to pressure you into something, red flag number one, and
Yes.
it's like you gotta ask yourself why sometimes too. But I like what you just said, like, analyze it. Does it make sense? You know, timing is everything with some deals that happen and take place with those relationships.
100%.
Yeah.
And to your point, what you just said, you know, like success loves speed. Yeah, in certain aspects, you need to move with fucking speed. Like when you, the time frame between when you get an idea to do something and you executing on it should be like this. It shouldn't fucking. That's where the speed comes in, and I feel like people use that line you just said. People use that in the wrong situations. There's there's a time and place for everything. In that, with business deals and things like that, after you've gotten some time in the game, we probably all had some bad deals that happened.
Oh, yeah.
So like then you start to learn. Okay, well, success loves speed, but I'm gonna hold off on this real quick. I'm gonna let this person show me who they really are. We're gonna build a real
You gotta let it
connection.
marinate. You dive it in too fast. You eating raw. I need,
Exactly.
you know what I'm saying. You need to let that steak cook. Let's see what's going on, and you gonna know if it's meant to be, if it's good. You know what I'm saying, and if it's right for you.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying. You gotta wait for it's right to you,
Exactly.
right for you. You feel me?
100% agreed. 100%
Yeah.
agreed.
So you doing there 2 months, 12 hours a day on a laptop, like. Get into like where it starts to pick up, because it's like the money's okay, but it's not all the way there. So how are you even gonna do anything with Amazon?
Yeah, so on private label, it was I didn't have a lot of capital. You need a lot of capital to do private label. I didn't have it, right? I did make my investment back. Like I invested maybe like $1,000 or $1,500,
Right.
and like I ended up breaking even because I'm running the ads, like running the PPC ads.
You remember your first product and
Yes.
why you decided
Yes.
that was it?
I remember it was a phone mount. It was a car phone mount, and I did it because I wanted to pick something that everybody uses.
Yeah, that's
Everyone
the right
uses
way.
one. But I had the wrong, like I didn't have the full picture and understanding, but
Okay.
but I had the right idea, but lack of capital and then lack of experience just, it caused me to break even. So I took that 1,500 and I came across a YouTube video, this guy named Reezy Resells, and he was on a podcast with Gary Vee. And his podcast was talking about how he made over $1 million selling books on Amazon. I said, what the fuck? Are you kidding me?
Amazon was based on books.
It was. And so
Yeah.
I was like, what the fuck? Okay, say less. So then I started digging, and I was like, all right, let me take this money that I got. I'm still back at square one. Now I'm going to start selling books. This is where I started to get experience in Amazon and really start to get into the nitty gritty. Long story short, we're going to move it forward. I'll just give you guys like my time frame and what I did. So from September of 2018 up until, let's say February of 2019, I was selling books. How that looked is very simple, and and anybody who's watching this, you could still do this now, and it's the best way to get started, in my opinion, if you're wanting to do Amazon, because it's the least amount of capital you fucking need. I would go to Goodwills, book sales, garage sales, and libraries, and I would go and buy. I would take your phone, download Amazon. You can download the app for fucking free. You pay $40 a month. You take the barcode scanner and you can scan the book and you can see how much it sells for. And I was buying books for $1 to $2. And so you just
and selling them for 15,
20, 50, 100. You come across some good books, like some, especially like
right?
school
Twilight
books.
Saga if you want, or the learning books.
Yeah.
I got some books in college that I'm on. I said
Colleges were huge because I got into the community and people would go to colleges and they would buy all them textbooks because they'll sell on Amazon. People want them secondhand.
Right?
textbooks.
Like, shit.
Motherfuckers are expensive, Mo.
Wow.
So I was like, I ran with that shit. And one of my day one friends, remember I told you I got 3 friends who are day ones who stuck with me through it all. One of my boys, he lives across the street, and at the time he was only working Tuesdays and Thursdays. And I was like, yo, bro. No, it was Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So I was like, yo, bro, I got an idea. He seen what I was doing, and I was like, yo, I got an idea. I got all the footage. I've got probably like 100+ hours of footage in the vault of all the shit that I've gone through. So there's gonna be a time where that shit gets out and I get to release it because I got videos of me cleaning books. Now this is how I started to scale it. Is I was like, all right, and I had a system. Like I've always been organized. I've always had systems for how I run shit.
Okay.
So for instance, when I was doing this, I had to clean the books a little bit because they were used, but I would sell them as new. But they would be in such good condition
that you were able to little wipe down. You're good.
Did you have a thing to sand the edges of the book? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
No, I didn't have that.
I had a warehouse job where I used to have to do that. And I was like, so how are you cleaning these books to make them flawless?
Little
So-
fabuloso.
Yeah, you're damn right. little Clorox.
elbow grease.
Yeah.
You know?
So a couple things. So I'd go get the books. I'd come home. My grandpa and my family always makes a joke where I ran a sweatshop in the basement because me and my grandpa be grinding in that basement, bro.
Wow.
My grandpa's one of my heroes, like one of the best guys I ever know.
I love that.
But he would work with me. And so what I would do is I'd bring all the books, haul them downstairs while I'm getting them ready to get listed, getting the labels printed, all that bullshit, putting them in there. He would be cleaning them. So I would buy stuff to make it easy for him to clean. So like stuff to get the stickers out the bottom, little stuff to get all the sticky stuff off.
Right.
You know what I mean? Goo Gone gets all the little sticky stuff off. So we would do that. And then I was like, I had an idea, and my boy only didn't work Tuesdays and Thursdays. And I was like, yo, man, I got an idea. I'll pay you. I need you to come with me to Indianapolis and West Lafayette. West Lafayette will hit every Thursday, and Indianapolis will hit every Tuesday. And we're going to hit we're going to go there for 10 hours. And we're going to leave early as fuck in the morning, and we'll take my car, and we'll drive down there. We'll take my grandpa's car because he had an Equinox. I had a Honda Civic at the time. So my grandpa would let me use the Equinox. So I'm like, all right, we're going to go down there, and we're going to hit each week, we're going to hit it in a month. There's 4 weeks in a month. So on every Tuesday, we're going to hit a different section of Indy. We'll hit the north side on first Tuesday, east, west, south. Now we've cleared it every month, and then we go and rinse, repeat, and recycle that process. We're going to do the same thing in West Lafayette. And we would hit so many fucking Goodwills, bro, and so many libraries down there.
Wow.
And we would just... we would haul books back. Like I have, the big black like Tupperware containers.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
We'd have 2 or 3 of those just filled with
Jeez.
books. And so it became a little bit. But then I started to realize, I was like, all right, well, once I hit my first 10K month in revenue, I was like, and profit margins were crazy. I made like 4 or 5K, and at that time I'm doing this on my own, and I'm like, that's a win, you know what I mean? I'm taking that small win and I'm running with it. But I'm like, all right, if I want to scale this shit, if I really want to scale it, what needs to be done? Started talking with my accountant, started talking with other people and seeing like what really goes into this. And I'm like, it's a pretty big operation, and it seems like a lot more legwork than I would want. That seems worthwhile for me in this. So then that's when I found dropshipping. And I found dropshipping in December of 2018. It was eBay dropshipping at the time.
You said December when?
2018. So while I'm selling books, I'm still looking,
around to do other things, get down to the nitty gritty.
Yeah, and so I found eBay dropshipping in 2018, December of 2018. And
so you say at this point you've cracked your first 10K with selling books.
Yeah.
You're spending a few $100s, getting tons of books. There's four Thursdays in a month.
Yeah.
And then you didn't need to do the PPC ads for the books?
Correct. You just hijack the list, so you just put the book on the same listing. It's already a listing's already made.
Yeah.
So it's already got the traffic. So all you have to do is make sure when you're scanning the books, there's certain criterias where you look and you're like, okay, if it's this rank, it's gonna sell really fucking fast.
Right.
Because people are searching for it. So there was criteria. So I didn't have to list PPC.
Man, what did that feel like surpassing like $1,000 in sales? Like, cause now it's working, right?
Yeah, and I had done 1,000 with. There's a video on my Snapchat where I hit 1,000 in sales with the phone mounts.
Yeah.
And I was geeked, bro. I was geeked. And
It does something to your mind where now you know it's real.
That dopamine's going in your head,
It was a feeling unlike any other because I knew I could make something work, and so like it was just proof of concept, right? It was like, all right, I'm doing the right fucking thing here. So with books, when I hit 10 grand, I was like, okay.
Was that after how many weeks until you hit that
10K?
Yeah.
September, October, November, so like the 4th month. And I'm going, mind you, pretty much every single day. I'm Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, I'm hitting all my local areas. And I made relationships. Again, relationships matter. I made relationships with all the libraries. I made relationships with all the
Let me know when you got this book coming in,
yeah,
right?
Let me know when you have more books coming in, or they'll get big bins of shit. So yeah. But then once I started learning about what it would take to really scale the shit out of the business, I was like, yeah, this is a lot of legwork. You know what I mean? This is a lot of work to do for the profit that you got to scale the fuck out of it to really make it something big. So I tried drop shipping, went into eBay. This is when I invested in my first course. Okay. So in 2018 in December, I have dabbled with eBay drop shipping, but again, I was splitting my time, right? Mm-hmm. So I'm doing like books and this, which again, for anyone who's watching, that shit never fucking works.
To do both, what is it like?
Bro, yeah. Like, trying to do 2 business models at one time just doesn't work. You're splitting yourself 50-50. Why? Like, especially at the beginning. Now, if you've got a foundation already built and you could start something else, okay, that makes sense.
Right.
But at the beginning, for me, when I was at the point that I'm in, don't do that. Because you're only going to get half of the results because you're only putting in half the effort. And I seen that. And so, what was this? This was like February, April of 2019. I bought my eBay dropshipping course, took it seriously. I hit 10K in like probably like the 5th week. Like it didn't take long.
From buying the course to like 5 weeks later, you hit 10K in gross revenue.
In gross revenue, yeah.
Wow.
in gross revenue. And so then I
What
was
were
like,
the key things that made that work? Because the instructions were just laid out there, and
dude, it was so simple. Like, it's dead now. Like, you can't drop ship on eBay, Amazon, Walmart, or Facebook like that anymore. But it was so fucking simple, dude. I mean, you find products with a profit margin. You're selling it from Walmart or Amazon, listing it on eBay, and you have the software to do everything. So the software, you just upload like 1,000 products like that. So there's no real legwork. You know, you just got to pick the right products, and you have to follow the criteria of okay, it meets this profit margin. Okay, it's this popular on Amazon. Okay, so if it's popular on Amazon, people are probably searching for it on eBay also. And there was other criterias, you know. So
wow.
But it was, that's why the results had. I want to make this very transparent. Like, I always want to be as transparent as possible. That's why the results were able to happen that fast, because you have softwares that you can upload the products relatively quickly, right? You could get 1,000 products up in a week max. Like,
wow.
It shouldn't take you longer. So yeah, that's why I've seen results relatively quickly there. Now, I met somebody through YouTube. This is why I make YouTube content, is because this is extremely crucial, and this is moving down the story now. So I'm doing eBay dropshipping. My Amazon account is just dormant. I'm leaving it there. But I've built up reviews. I've built up sales on there. And with Amazon, it's all about trust. And so I was like, okay, cool. I met this guy who was doing Amazon dropshipping, and he was killing it. When I'm saying killing it, 6-figure months, killing it. And I was like, I would talk to him. Like, I tried to talk to him, and we got in touch. And he wanted to collab with me on just like a regular YouTube video. And so I was like, all right, cool, let's do it. We ended up becoming friends, and he was like, yo, your Amazon account, what are you doing with it? And I was like, nah, shit, I'm just dropshipping on eBay. He was like, yo, you're sitting on a fucking gold mine right now, because with Amazon, you need trust with them. You've already built trust. You've already done sales. You've already done all of this. You can start dropshipping on Amazon.
it has age to it.
It's aged, exactly, and it makes it work. And people would pay money for these aged accounts.
Yeah.
So I'm like, all right, say less. Bro, the first month, we were getting discounted gift cards. So we would only use Home Depot.
Okay.
And he had a plug to get discounted gift cards. And I didn't get them. He just knew the person to get them, and he would get them for us. It was 20% off of those gift cards. So our margins were 20% on every product we fucking sold. So the first month was June. We did multiple 5, maybe like 50, 60,000 in revenue, because my store is aged. So like I have reviews.
Yeah,
and shit.
he's able to scale quickly, because like when I tried Amazon, the team was saying you're probably going to do 3,000 the first month, 7,000 the second month, and you don't want to aim for 10,000 the third, 15th. Otherwise, prepare your stuff might get locked up, frozen. We'll talk more in detail about it, but like you really have to scale gradually when selling. But he had an aged account, so you're able to scale quickly, and then you had the plug with the discount. Psh, man,
So we went pretty stupid pretty quickly. My second month in July, I think it was July of 2019, we did around $150,000 in revenue, like that. And like shit was aligning, like everything was going smooth, everything was working, and that ran for until probably about like September. And
you guys are like 50-50 partners pretty much?
Yeah, we would just split everything down the middle. And with no agreement, no nothing. It was just gentleman's handshake. Yo, 50-50. We split.
Like,
it
you
down
my
the
brother.
middle.
It shouldn't be. You know what I'm saying? Almost.
Exactly.
Don't need that.
Wow.
Sometimes.
Shouldn't need that. You know.
You guys still close to this day?
No. So no. Should have been on paper. Should have been on paper, motherfucker. No, we are not cool.
Talk about it. All right, cool.
So long story short, what had happened? That's why I said it ran until about September. So until about, and mind you, during this time frame, this will give you some good context for the viewers watching. During this time frame, I have one of my boys in California. This was my first ever. He was selling books at the same time I was.
Okay.
So we came up on Instagram together. And this is like my boy Anoush, day one homie that I've never, like, first e-com friend. So anyways, he's doing it. He's doing Amazon dropship, but he's doing it through Walmart, through regular margins, not doing it through Home Depot like I was. So this guy, I kind of sensed that shit was getting weird, because the communication was starting to get delayed. Like, there's like these little signs, like people know, when shit's just not right. Like, it's just weird. Like, why are you taking forever to communicate with me? Why are you taking forever for me to for you to send me money, or like this or that? Like, this is kind of getting weird now. And so anyways, at the end of the day, I sent him money. So there was this company called Payability. They would front your money forward. So because on Amazon, you got to wait 2 weeks to get paid out.
Right.
So that sucks when you don't have as good cash. It fucks your cash flow up.
Exactly.
I'm guessing this company will take a look at your sales, like as an underwriting process, and be like, okay, we can work with you and like sort of Okay.
Exactly. That's exactly what they did.
Give you an
So-
advance
Okay.
based off of your revenue that's consistent.
Exactly. So we were getting paid out every day, and so that way we can keep the cash flow rolling. I gave him, long story short, I gave him 28 bands, wired him 28 thou, and he's not in the United States. So this already fucks me here on this end of the spectrum. He's not in the United States.
He's from or
No, he's not in the United States.
Okay, I thought maybe he's not. He's not on vacation. He's
No,
not.
he don't
okay.
live in the States
Okay,
at all.
cool.
And so I wired him 28, and luckily I had payability cash that was still getting paid out to me, but I wired him 28 and I never fucking saw it again.
Ouch.
So I got hit with the 28K L there. And
Why,
so
what was the reason and how was that avoidable? Right? What were you trying to accomplish with that 28?
because I was paying for the discounted gift cards so we could fulfill these orders. That's why I'm doing this.
So you was just making another.
Yeah, like I was always sending him money like this, so that way he can get the gift cards.
Right.
He gives them to the team. They go and buy the orders.
It just the real program. He just regular program.
Yeah, right. Like regular.
So this is like just
Normal.
regular.
This is normal, bro. I send him money like this all the time. So here's where it was avoidable. It was avoidable because I should have listened to my gut when I seen the red flags.
Yeah.
And that's where I should have been like, all right, I'm gonna do this myself, or you don't get the bread. Like, we need to figure something out differently. And then he pretty much just kept giving me a runaround. Oh, it's this. Oh, it's this. He would always get, like, that's when it started. The runaround started. That's another red flag. So I'm like getting the runaround on certain things. And so long story short, payability was still paying me out for other orders that I had coming in. So I had 28K liquid cash that after I paid him 28, again, I have to pay this 28 grand back to payability because they fronted me the money. So I was like, well, dude, this was my first major L in business, and this was a fucking hard one. It was 28 stacks. I had no idea what to do, and I'm like, man, like, what do I do? I was torn up about it for the whole week, and my boy lived with me in the basement, and like, he just knew I was off.
Just see it in your face.
He could see it in my face. I'm defeated, bro. Like, I'm defeated. First ever L, and I was like, well, I need this money because if I give payability their 28 grand back, I'm left with literally nothing. And so and all of the money that I was making at that time was going to pay off debt that I had. I had debt with credit cards to be able to do this and that. So I'm like, all right, well, I'm gonna keep this 28 stacks and we're gonna go into something else. We gotta pivot again.
Right.
And notice the theme of this fucking story so far. You pivot from Amazon private label to books. Then you go from books to eBay. Then you go from eBay to Amazon. So this whole game is pivot. You have to be able to adapt. The strongest adapt and they survive. Everyone else gets left in the fucking dust.
Yes, sir.
So I'm like, all right, well, got to figure this out. And so payability sent my shit to collections for 28 grand. First time I ever dealt with a collection.
Now, this is personal or this is in your business?
This is under the business, but at the end of the day, it's still gonna fall back on my
Personal
personal.
guaranteed.
It's gonna personal gain. Yeah, exactly. And at this time, I had no fucking clue about credit.
Oh,
I had no idea about how credit works. I had no idea about how important it was in business. Nothing like that. So I'm like, dude, what the fuck? Like, what am I gonna do? So then I hit up my boy Noosh, and I was like, yo, teach me how to do this. I'll pay you. I don't care. Like, we were boys at that point, so he didn't charge me shit. But I was like, yo, teach me how to do it your way. And I still had the account. This account was still good, and so I ended up using that money to just keep me afloat. And I'm still living in my grandparents' basement.
damn.
Still living in the
Still,
basement.
out of all this stuff going on,
I'm still in the
I mean,
basement.
that's good. You smart. You still
Making six figures in
saving.
a
You know what I'm
month.
saying? You still saving. You making
Yeah.
sure you still good. So imagine if you had your own spot. Now that you'd have been really. Oh my God.
Right back to my grandparents again.
You feel me?
Right back. So I was like, yo, he showed me the game, and I ran that from September of 2019. I was thinking about doing wholesale, but then my boy was like, bro, this shit's still fire. Like, let's run this. Like, I'll teach you how to do it. It's not fucking hard. You already know the business. Just you got to learn a different process. I was like, all right, cool. Say less.
Are you pivoting away from gift cards to more so products now?
Correct. We weren't using gift cards anymore, and we were just going straight from Walmart to Amazon at that point in time. So
Okay.
Yo,
super
that was
simple.
a gold rush.
Bro. Bro, if I could go back to when that shit was happening, man, I would have ran up another you just don't realize how good you have it and how easy shit was until times like now where like you can't just
Do it no more.
do it anymore, So I did Amazon drop shipping from September-ish of 2019 all the way until probably about 2020, like I think it was like summer of 2020, and then they started to really crack down on the accounts.
Right.
That's when they really, you were familiar.
Yeah.
This is when they really started to crack the fuck down, and Amazon started to catch in with people.
Because
who
it's
were
like
selling
somebody
people.
gets something in the mail, they're thinking it's supposed to come from Amazon, and it might have like some Walmart packaging or something.
Yep. And they don't want to fucking give Walmart. They're like, damn, because then most customers wouldn't do this, right? Most customers didn't give a fuck. But some customers would be like, why did my shit come in a Walmart box? And
Confused as hell.
Confused as fuck. It's an easy thing to smooth over, but I understand from a business perspective, Amazon doesn't want to do that because then they're showing people that they can go to Walmart and get it for cheaper.
Right.
So I can understand why they did this. So they cracked down on it. Now, at the same time, when they cracked down really hard, and now I had moved out of my grandparents' house, and I was making consistent money at this point doing Amazon dropshipping. And I even doing it my boy Anusha's way.
What was the consistent level at that point?
It's probably like $3-4 grand a month.
Okay.
Like $3-4 grand at that point in time. And but this was also because I didn't have good credit. So in 2019 is when I started. It's not that I didn't have good credit. My utilization was high as fuck. That's all it was. So my utilization was high. So I was taking a lot of the money I was making while I was living at my grandparents and paying off the cards because I was also investing into mentors. I was also trying to invest to learn credit, learn how all this shit works because that was the only cap to my ability to make more in revenue is I just needed to have more credit because Amazon holds your money for every 2
So you
weeks.
were using some of your personal credit cards to invest in mentors?
Yes.
Do you remember like a few of those mentors that was really worth it? Your first one and then a few of your favorites?
Colin Yerkison was the first person I invested in. He was the first person, and I remember before he even came, like he was on his come up.
How much was that one?
I think I paid maybe like $1,000. It was probably cheaper. It was Credit Class or something like that. It was probably like $250, $300. It was a Black Friday deal when he launched.
So was it like you solely, or was it kind of like a group, like a big Zoom call with
Course
everybody, or was it
videos,
just?
It was a course.
Okay.
It was a course, and you had like probably group calls at the time.
Okay.
Something simple.
Right.
He was the first person, and then I also remember Jan Stavitsky. He was another gentleman who was really big into credit at the time, and he was in with all the other. He was in the mix, you know.
How
with all
much
the
was
other
his?
people.
Because when I remember me investing, it was like getting bigger and bigger
It was
with
maybe
these
like
courses.
That one was $1,000, and that was an inner circle. So that was the inner circle where he would do like I think he either had another page where it was like you would have like a close friends on Instagram.
I
and
paid
then
for one of those too.
Yeah.
That was the craziest. Because back then, you know what I mean? I'm paying somebody $1,000 for these data points, and
To
he
see it.
emails me a PDF document, and I have to like go learn how to like MS and do all these tricks. Like,
Yeah.
I was like, did I just pay $1,000 for information? But
Yeah.
it was
That's how it
interesting.
works.
You know what I mean? You build that muscle.
Yeah. So those were the two people that I really invested in credit to learn my credit, and then I understood. Okay, the only thing I needed to get off with this was the collection. So that collection, I ended up getting that removed. I don't remember who I went through to get it removed, but I remember getting that off. And then I got my utilization down. And so I think it was May of 2020, I moved out into my own apartment with my girl at the time, you know, the girl I was seeing.
And this one, she's supporting you. She on point with you.
Yeah.
Right way.
But she met me when I was in debt, you know, so she's seen me get out.
Yeah.
And she like, you know, it's kind of like proof of concept for her where it's like, yo, okay, you were in 50 grand worth of debt. And you ended up getting out of that debt, and you're able to make it happen, and you still had a good mindset. And so, yeah, she was super supportive, super supportive. So I moved out with her, and after Amazon dropshipping kind of died, we ended up moving over to Walmart at the time because Walmart got hot in 2020.
I kept on seeing them Walmart circles on everybody's story. Oh man, I was trying to get in.
Yeah. So and it was hard. It was hard to get in. It was hard. There was a
'Cause
barrier
you
to
gotta
entry.
get approved and verified, and
Their approval process was nothing like Amazon's. It was much more like strict.
Yeah.
It was super strict.
Yeah.
So I ended up getting in. I made money there. And the guy that ended up screwing me over out of the 28K, we ended up like coming back and talking, and we kind of hashed shit out. Because I don't believe in holding resentment. I don't believe in harnessing and holding in all this negative energy. Like,
It's not needed.
it's not needed, bro. Like, that shit doesn't affect me anymore. I'm doing my own thing. I make my own money. And whatever happened with us happened. Will I trust you again? Most likely not.
Nope.
But I'm not going to sit here and harbor this negative energy
Did you
against
get that 20K? But did you get no, still?
No, I
I've
never-
still been like, hey, bro, we want to run that? payment plan or something?
Payment plan or
Something, you know, $100 a day or something. You know, like, I've been on that.
No, I didn't. I never got the money back. And but listen to how things. This is a good point in the story for people watching why they shouldn't do this, why they shouldn't harness negative energy and hold grudges against people, because we ended up hashing it out. Came back on a YouTube channel with him and we just hashed it out on a YouTube collab.
Nice.
Really?
Okay. Hashed it out on a YouTube collab, explained everything, and this is what it was. And I was like, no hard feelings. It's fine. Okay, well, when Walmart was getting hot, Facebook dropshipping was also hot. This is when Facebook rolled out the shipping option on fucking Facebook, where you can then drop ship shit from Amazon to Facebook customers. Now, if I wouldn't have forgiven this gentleman and like hashed shit out, he is the person who put me in contact with the next person I did business with who was doing Facebook, and this guy was killing it with Facebook. Like he was making 8 to 10 grand a month doing this drop shipping on Facebook. A profit, like
Jesus.
8 to 10K profit. And I was like, I seen a live that they were doing. And I commented on the live, and my boy was like, yo, after this live, well, I'll connect you with him, and we'll get it, we'll put you guys in contact. Put us in contact. And one other thing, too, is in this relationship that I started with this gentleman, and most of my relationships at this point have been based off of value. So there's 2 ways to get in circles, money or value.
Yes.
Pick one. Pick one and run with it. If you don't got no experience, then you're going to have to give people fucking money. If you don't have money, but you have experience, you get your foot in the door as long as that experience is valuable and viable to somebody who could use it. And so at the end of the day, I was like, yo, let me teach you Walmart. I'll hook you up and help you out. You teach me Facebook. And he was like, all right, cool, say less. And at the time, he didn't really care too much to do Walmart, but he was like, fuck it, why not? I'll learn it. I'll open up an account. Nonetheless, long story short, we're doing Walmart from the end of Q4 of 2020 and up until it died very quickly. I don't know if you remember. I don't know if you're familiar. It died so fast because Walmart was cutting people out like it was a fucking, they were cable bills.
Oh, wow.
I remember people were paying not only for the Amazon automation, paying $30K for Walmart automation.
Yep.
And then a few months later, it's just like crickets.
It died because Walmart was very good at just cutting it out. Yeah, so value for value is how we built the relationship. And he was running a couple different stores. So he was running stores for himself, his brother, and his mother. And he had one under his girl's name as well. And so he had a little bit of a team. Now, here's where my value came in for him. And this is kind of how shit really picked up in my life. Because I'm running Walmart store. I'm making 8 to 10K a month because it's hot, no one's on it, and I'm able to hit the ground hard as fuck.
Exactly.
And he is making 8 to 10K a month running multiple stores for his family. But this is what he calls, and I coined it from him, it's called the golden handcuffs.
Oh.
This dude's working all day, every day.
Yeah.
Right.
I am not. I'm working maybe like an hour to 2 hours a day because I've built a team. Like I had like a lean as fuck team of like 2 to 3 VAs. They handle all my uploads. They handle all my order fulfillment. They take care of all the customer emails. And
At what point did you build a team? Because that's a big, crucial point that's not, to me, it's not easy
okay.
to build a team. So what are the steps to build a team that takes you out the business so that you're working on the business but not in it?
Yes. I think the biggest thing, and this is probably my biggest strength in business, hands down, you need to understand how people learn, and you need to learn an effective and efficient way to train people. And most people do this shit the most regular, normal way that people train, which is you just give them a video or you give them an SOP, and then you fucking let them run with it, and then you get pissed when they make fucking mistakes.
Right.
And this is the normal way that I see 99% of people train people, and they don't put in a lot of time. And I don't understand where this mindset comes from, where you think of how much time you put in to learn this business and learn how to fulfill the orders, do everything quickly. Why in the fuck do you have the audacity to sit there and think that your employee who has no fucking idea how to run this shit is going to learn and pick up on what you did that took months for you to do? They're going to pick it up in 2 weeks. And then you get pissed when you...
one little video that you had gave them.
Yeah.
Like...
And an SOP that looks like a fucking novel that no one's gonna fucking read. Why the fuck do you think like that? But I'm not saying you do, but people think like this.
Yep.
And I don't understand it. So I'll tell you in a quick video, like a quick synopsis, how I would train the best. This is how I still train, and this is how I would do it I wouldn't do it any other way. So when you hire an employee, don't do any recordings. Just don't do any recordings and don't build any SOPs. All you have to do, if I was to bring you in my business or you into my business, and I wanted you to do SEO on my store for my high-ticket dropshipping store, I would first show you 2 to 3 times how to do it on a product.
Okay.
2 to 3 products. I would teach you how to do it. This is your first day. It's 8 a.m. in the morning. After I teach you 2-3 times, you've watched me now, and I would give you some material. So like I have courses that I've bought. So like I'm like, okay, hey, over the weekend I need you to watch these videos, so you have some context coming in. They watch the videos, then I train them to show them 2 to 3 times, and then after that I'm gonna say, okay, now you do it. You share your screen. And I'm going to watch you do it now.
Right.
Because they're going to remember some things, but you're going to catch so many inefficiencies that they're doing extra clicks, extra moves, all this other shit, not to mention just the little mistakes that they're going to make in general.
Of course.
So you do that, and then you correct them, and then you let them run throughout the day, and then at the last hour, you say, okay, we're going to go through what you just did today, and you're going to find more mistakes. You do that every single day. Now, for the rest of the 4 days out of the week, you don't have to do it with them in the morning.
Right.
But at the end of every day, you can go in, and depending on how intricate it is with SEO, so with the more intricate thing you can do is you can meet with them halfway through the day. So halfway through the day, I'm going to come meet with you again. We're going to review your mistakes, fix your mistakes. At the end of the day, same thing again. We're going to review it again. You do that for 5 days in a row, you're going to see someone's competence. You're going to see how well they adapt. You're going to see how well they take constructive criticism. You're going to see how well that they catch on to things. You're going to see their ability to be able to work effectively and efficiently. You're going to get so much knowledge and data on this person that after a week, you're going to know if they're going to fucking make it or not. Mm-hmm. And that's how I would train somebody.
And that's crazy you say that, because right now, obviously in the production studio, I'm doing a lot of different things. Yeah. So I can't always be the one filming. I had built my name up as a videographer where it was like 9 out of 10. If anything was attached to me, it had to be me filming. Yep. You know, and I'm like, oh my God, like I literally couldn't send someone. They'd be like, bro, what the hell? I wanted you. Blah, blah, blah. It's a whole big deal. They're like, oh, I'm spending money. I didn't want to have that headache. Mm-hmm. So even when we built this place is its own identity. Mm-hmm. And then not only am I part of this identity, I also built 2 other gentlemen that are able to now shoot like I would at least have. You know, they repetitively. I've showed them the settings. I showed them this. They seen me do it, and then I'm like, hey. That's why I was like, when I showed you when we walked in here, our murder scene, I've only shot in probably 3. Yeah. And they've shot in the rest. And if it almost looks like I did it. Yep. You know what I'm saying? Because I was able to, hey, listen how I'm doing it. Look where I'm going. Look at the lens I'm putting on there. And then now, boom, switching over. Okay, now I can, hey, let's see the editing. Yep. This is how I'm doing it. I literally edit it all right in front of them. This is how I'm cutting it up. Yep. Then, hey, here you go. Now you do it. And I'm looking, okay, hey, even when they're shooting, I even say, like, look at, in your shot, you see the shadow. Zoom in, I'll keep going. And then now every time I look at a video, it's like, oh, I'm not seeing no shadows. I'm not seeing no mistakes. Y'all going crazy. I'm like, oh my God. And it's flow now. Yeah. And now, literally, whoever books a murder scene or whoever even books with my videographers, you're going to get the same look like if you were getting with me. The only thing that's always would be different is, of course, the editing. Everyone has their own creativity, their own style. You know, but as far as the basics, the right foundations to make sure the job is done, it's going to be there.
And how much time did it take you to train that, man?
Oh, shit.
That says it all. That's all I need to hear.
Man, literally, it was all the time. Like, I still be catching, like, hey, with this, I see that. Let's change it up, you know? Like, I'm still even, you know, critiquing them, but, like, it took a second. Even though it was to the point where I was like, my guy's holding the camera. You see him shaking. Now, if I give him a camera, he got that little movement. He like a ninja with it. They're learning. They're getting better and color grading and all that stuff. So it
takes time.
It does take time, but you know, and like you said, they're gonna shows who adapts, who's gonna be able to retake what you're saying. You know what I'm saying? Retain what you're saying, and then give it out and produce that product. Correct. You know, and that's 100%. The right way.
So that's how I would train. And then the beautiful thing about and you can use this in your case, and I've been working with the same VA, like one of my main VAs. I've been with him since 2019 when I had the Amazon store. So
wow.
I built him up.
How did you find him?
Onlinejobs.ph.
Okay, a lot of those people.
Say you ain't like that one.
I was about to say. A lot of those people kind of finesse me. You know what I'm saying?
It's your hiring. It's your process. It's your hiring process.
I can admit to whatever I failed.
Hey, at least you take accountability.
Yeah. And then like maybe Upwork. I find some decent people that may not last long, but I found more of a lot of people on the Upwork. And then like, you know, some people they'll have a VA team or whatever, and they might have that one. They might have that one person that was really good on their team, and I was like, But like, yeah, I try to avoid that VA team because it's just
You just
like
want one singular person, singular person that can literally be your rock for you, and just make sure.
And that training process was built over time. Like, if you ask my grandparents know, they've seen me work where I would train I would meet with my team every single day. We became like damn near family, you know what I'm saying? Because I meet with them every single day.
at least for like an hour, 20 minutes.
Sometimes 20 minutes.
And how was that? Since it's, with the VAs, of course they overseas. However, like, how was your time frame with them? Like, you just were able to kind of like still make it work as far as their time schedule, because I know that it could be daytime and it be nighttime here.
I will make it work no matter what the fuck it takes.
Oh, right, fucking way. As
So
the fuck
I'm talking
about.
I will stay up
If I have to, right?
If I have to fucking stay up all night because they're on a fucking different time frame as me, I will fucking do it. It does not
Right
matter.
fucking way.
Because
No excuses.
There's no excuses, bro. Because at the end of the day, it's all up to you. So if you want to make it work, you're gonna fucking make it work. And if you want to stay up and build a team that does shit for you, well, you're gonna have to fucking stay up until 2 in the morning because they're working for me from 6 p.m. at night until 2 a.m. in the morning, and I'm gonna have to fucking stay up. I can't go to bed at 8, 9, 10 o'clock because if they need something at the beginning, I have to fucking be there. I have to be the one to help and facilitate this shit. So yeah, it wasn't too difficult. I'm a night owl anyways.
Love it,
I have a shitload of energy, so I could be up
Right,
all the time.
all day, just
I don't usually
workhorse.
So it
You got
wasn't.
your all-star, and then how do you get more? Is there all-star recruiting them, or you just still
I'm
same
still doing
process?
it. At that point, I'm still doing it.
Okay.
I'm still doing the recruiting. I'm still doing the hiring and stuff. And at that point, my hiring process was still dog shit. Like, it was still super dog shit. Like, I got super blessed finding my guy that I still works with me now. I had 2 VAs from the beginning, from when I started in 2019 in the summer when I was doing Amazon. Because when we were doing $100,000 plus a month, I had to have a team.
Of course.
So this is where I really started to hone in on that aspect of the business and that skill set of hiring, building the systems, making everything streamlined, smooth, fluid, et cetera, et cetera. So that's kind of how I built that skill set. But moving from, and this will segue right into this, moving into Facebook, I was sitting there and I'm like, bro, you're working way too much. Like,
Right.
You're working way too much. I was like, how much you working? Gives me all the details, all the ins and outs. And I was like, all right, bro, well, like, this doesn't make sense for you to keep doing this shit. Like, you need to build a team. And so this was probably the decision that changed my life and really took me to a different level. This is where I really started making real fucking money. He goes, how big of a check do I have to write you to teach me how you build the teams and systems? And I said, don't take, like, I could have said anything and he probably would have fucking paid me. I said, don't pay me anything. Just run a fucking Facebook dropshipping store for me and make me passive income and let me teach you. I'll meet with you Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I'll help you out. I don't care. Don't pay me nothing. Just run me a store. So at this time now, I'm solidifying my operational skills.
Right.
Because I wanted to solidify the skills over the one-time check. And anyone who's watching this, you need to understand a one-time check, a bag, is fantastic. But what's better is residual mailbox money every fucking month. That's way fucking better. So I'll take that all day because that money will go quick. And so I'm teaching him how to do this. And at the same time, I'm making $3-4K a month passively on my store for my Facebook store. And I was like, yo, like I did a testimonial for him. I was like, yo, bro, like I sent him a voice note. I was like, yo, 2 months now, you've been paying my bills. Like with this store, this is fucking fire. I was like, and at the time I have a YouTube audience. So during this whole time I'm making content, by the way. I'm documenting the whole fucking process, like from selling books all the way up until this point. And so I was like, hey man, like I hit him with the proposal. And I think that there's a lot of value we can extract from this point in time when it comes to how to approach somebody with an opportunity. Because I feel like when people approach someone with an opportunity that they have, or they want to do a joint venture with something, I think that they always approach it in the sense where it's lackluster in the sense of how much it benefits the other person.
Right.
And playing to the other person's weaknesses. The best business relationships, in my personal opinion, happen when you are yin and yang. When I compliment your weaknesses and you compliment mine.
And I was just talking to you about that shit.
We was just
Literally.
As he's speaking, I'm thinking about the last couple
Literally,
conversations
we had a whole conversation because, like I said, we're starting to build a lot of things, and I'm starting to I started to feel what you're saying as far as every time you said like when you have your hands in a whole bunch of basket, you're never, you know what I'm saying? So right now I'm still trying to get some soldiers, getting some people where we can, hey, because we started the ground running. We got multiple different fucking things, and I'm like, holy shit. I need to focus in and lock in on this one thing that one is bringing the most, you know what I'm saying, income, so I can lock in that, and then everything I have can have shoulders. Even this need, you know what I'm saying. I even have my shoulders here that my 2 guys that I trust fully with this place can run. I don't even have to be here. You know what I'm saying? And I'm starting to really feel that.
Yes.
You know,
you feel chaotic. You feel like, holy fuck, I'm all over the place. Like I'm doing this and doing this, and it feels like nothing's fucking moving.
Yep. And I was telling him, like, man,
tires in the mud.
The reason he's like, what was, you know, these soldiers, what they gonna do? I'm like, man, they're gonna do what I can't do. You know what I'm saying? Like the shit that I'm not good at, the shit that like, so I can hone in and focus on it. And hey, like I said, like I lean, they're holding me, and then when they lean, I'm holding them. You know what I'm saying? Straight. Fucking build Rome. We building Rome.
Yeah.
You know, that's all it has to be.
Yeah. It's how any good partnership works, or any good employees will complement the boss, because and it's a team, you know, and you just complement each other's weaknesses. And I feel like when people are going to approach a business deal, or they're going to want to partner with people, you have to figure out what the other person's weaknesses are, so that way it makes sense for when you approach to them and say, hey, I want to do this with you. This is how I'm going to add value to you. Not, this is how much money we can make together. Motherfucker, anyone can make a shitload of money doing anything. I can make a boatload of money doing anything. You can make a boat. That doesn't fucking matter. Money will come regardless.
Right.
You need to talk about why the business proposal and why the partnership actually even makes sense in the first place. If you're both good at marketing, why the fuck do you need to partner up?
Right.
You're both good at marketing. Who's going to run the operations? Who's going to run a sound fucking system to deliver on the fucking service? If you both are good at marketing, it doesn't fucking matter. So I approached him. He was making me the money. At this point, Walmart had died. So I'm like, everything had cut off. So I'm making money there. That's paying my bills. And then I have a stash of cash that I'm using to try and do Amazon wholesale. And I documented that process, doing it out of my fucking garage. Me and my girl at the time were boxing everything, doing the whole fucking nine, bro.
Yeah.
So, and I'm still making content. And so I have an audience. This is very fucking crucial. I have the audience. I have an audience of people who are interested in e-commerce. And I was sort of starting to document the Facebook process and like how much money I'm making and shit just passively. So I hit him and I said, listen, I think that this would be a solid partnership. You're making me $3,000 to $4,000 a month consistently now at this point. It's been like 3-4 months. It's pretty consistent. You're making me good money. I have a YouTube. So this is how I approached it. Word for fucking word. And when you go into the deal, make sure that you make it sound so fucking good with real facts, though, like real shit you can do. But you have to make it to where when you approach it, it sounds so fucking good that you can't fucking tell me no. Because it would be a disservice to yourself to fucking not take the deal. So I was like, listen, man, here's what we're going to do. You know how to actually generate the revenue on the business. You know how to do the process, okay? But I just taught you how to run the entire operations. So now I can take over that, because that's a weakness of yours. You didn't know how to do it. You just fucking learned it. I've been doing it. So I'll do the operations. I have a YouTube audience. So I have people watching. So I now can market this for you, and we can do this together, and I can market, and I'll be the face of the channel, and I'll be the face of the company. I'll come do this for you. And anything else that you need outside of that, I'll take care of. I'll hire all the people. I'll do all of these things for you. All you have to do is make sure that the processes are up to date, so that way we can still generate revenue for clients. And I'll only take X percentage off of the rip, and then once we start to really get rolling, then we can kind of discuss
we
renegotiate. We could renegotiate. And he was like, this is a no-brainer. Like, let's run it. Let's do it. And I said, and I'll take all the sales calls. I'll do all your sales calls. You can jump on them with me at the beginning, but like I'll take all the sales calls. And once I get very fluent, you don't even need to be there anymore. And there was a point in time where it was like that.
Wow.
And he's like, let me sit on it. And I was like, all right, cool. And I knew like the deal was so fucking good.
Because you told him, do what you're best at, pretty much.
Yeah, let me counter your weaknesses.
Exactly.
Let me counter your weaknesses. At that night, he was like, all right, let's run it. Like let's talk intricacies and let's run it.
Now, did you put it on paper?
I did not.
Okay.
I did not put it on paper. I did not put it on paper. So I still didn't put it on paper. And so we had a really good run with that, man. We had a really good run with that service. It's no longer available, but it was a really good run. I started to make really, like, we're talking $50K a month was a low month for me.
Wow.
So
profit.
when you guys made that collaboration, like, how did things change? Were you like doing it for more and more people or something? Or
Yeah, we had over 75, 90 clients at one point in time. So all the money that I made from that service was just from me closing the deals. Another benefit to him was that he kept all of the splits. So if there were a 50-50, 60-40, 70-30 split, he was keeping all that profit for himself. So like we wouldn't split that profit. Like you pay me on me closing the deals.
Right.
was it like a Facebook automation service?
Yes, it was an automation service. And so that had a really good run. We scaled from 0 to 1.9 mil in about 7 months. And that was from YouTube and a partnership where we were talking about the gentleman earlier. He hit me up. He came on my YouTube channel, tried to book a call. It was a credit service. And then they became an affiliate and started to send us more business. And so that was where I really started to see like what a taste of money is really like. That's where like the trajectory of everything really changed for me.
Jeez.
What was his name?
Who? Which one?
The one you just mentioned?
Who like came on the call?
Yeah.
Blake.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
Blake.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So
This
so he sent in a large volume of people when you guys collabed or something? Or?
Yeah, so he jumped in on a call. He booked a call for us to act like he was going to be a client. And then he jumps on, and I get on this call, and he's like, yo, we run a credit funding business, and we want to fucking send you a shitload of clients. We've seen we had like 15 to 20 testimonials at the time for clients winning and making money. He was like, no one's doing this shit like you guys are doing it. And we want you to fly down to Florida, come to Orlando, and we want to, come in and just talk to us about a partnership. I'm like, fuck, all right. Like, the fuck? Like, that makes all right, cool. Why not? Flew down there. And when I flew down there, we just discussed everything. And then we ironed out all the kinks. And they started sending us business. And that took it even further. So on top of YouTube, we were also doing that. We were also doing getting clients through the funding service. So we had 2 ways of getting clients, affiliates and YouTube. You have to move? You guys have to go?
No.
Okay.
No, we good.
We're
listening.
That actually was from what you just said.
Okay.
Yeah. We're listening like, damn.
No, I just want to make sure we don't run over on time.
No, we're
shit.
good.
We honestly, the last guest we had, we were almost talking for 2 hours.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
Okay.
So the YouTube, break down the YouTube. I mean, you let the people know your YouTube channel. We're going to say it again at the end, but.
It's Andrew Giorgi, just my name. Andrew Giorgi.
Okay, so you guys have an audience on there, and then are you helping anybody with their own YouTube channel, or how's that coming into play? Okay.
No, we're just putting out content, talking about there's a formula. I'll give it away for free because it's easy to fucking find. If you want to sell shit on YouTube, it's fucking easy. It's easy as fuck. Okay, first you have to be worth fucking listening to, and you have to have actual fucking results. So if you don't
100%.
have fucking results, don't even try to sell anything because you'll get the lowest quality people, and you'll make it extremely hard for yourself. Post testimonials and post educational content around whatever you're trying to sell, and then post some lifestyle videos. So like, I'm not saying you gotta like flex shit. I'm saying just show people a little bit into your life. Like, let them know who you are. Give some people a reason to relate to somebody other than just, we both like this business model and we both like to make money.
Right.
It's pointless. Like, if I like biohacking, and I start posting about it on my YouTube, other people who are into biohacking are now going to come into my ecosystem because we share that same connection of foundation of we both like biohacking. So that's the formula if you want to do it. Testimonials, educate people, and give them a little bit of insight into your life. And you'll be able to people only buy shit from people they know, like, and trust. So if they don't know, like, or trust you, and you don't give them an outlet to know, like, and trust you, then they won't buy nothing from you.
Yeah.
So do that.
No, for sure. And that relates to really almost any business model. Just like me as a videographer, like, they're gonna trust me because I'm coming correct. I'm giving them the quality. They like me. I come with good energy. I'm making sure everything is on point. You know what I'm saying? And testimonial results. I'm bringing that results. They know when they book with me, it comes that shit.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So it's literally for anything you fucking do in life. If you're trying to do it, that's how you really got to run it.
Yes. And one thing you said is important. Come correct. I hate when people don't fucking come correct. This shit drives me nuts. Like, how are you going to show up to do business with somebody, or how are you going to show up to approach somebody to, let's say, for instance, this is a good example to do it with. Like, if I'm teaching somebody how to build a business, how to build a high-ticket dropshipping business, okay, how in the world am I going to come there to my mentor and say, hey, man, I have this problem. How do I fix it? The fuck do you mean? How do I fix it? Like, come correct. Hey, like, when we have students right now we're teaching for high ticket dropshipping, I always will tell them if they do that shit, I'll be like, listen, this is how, and I'll do it respectfully. You don't have to be fucking rude.
Right.
But you just say, hey, listen, man, this is how I want you to approach me when you have problems. I want you to tell me the problem you have. I want you to tell me what the solution is. I want you to tell me how many solutions you've came up with based around the resources that I've given you and how many resources you've gotten on your own. So come to me with the problem, the potential solutions. Why are you choosing this solution over this solution? And then tell me this is the one I choose. Now I can understand a lot. Now, as a mentor, I can understand your whole entire thought process. So now I know why you chose this over this. And you probably, if you were wrong, or if you could have been right, but you might have missed a couple things.
Right.
Now I could just tweak your thought process, how you came to that
Like
solution.
instead of doing that, maybe do this. You were on the right path.
Exactly.
You know?
You're on the right path. You just needed to. You didn't see this little thing due to lack of experience, which I will give you.
Yeah, because I can't teach people how to think.
Bro.
You know what I'm saying?
I can't.
I'd have had that experience too. Like, they just ask me a question and it just stops. I'm just like, I'm listening. Like, what if you tried to problem solve, you know, and then bring to me and we can tweak it and brainstorm together. It's exhausting. Now I got to think for me and you and then think how like.
And it was funny because, you know, starting with Ty, like, this is my business partner and everything. And it's also like when we started off, like I was kind of just again doing for myself videographer things. And when I'm learning the whole credit game, being your own boss, you know, outside of just working for the hours I'm already putting in, like really trying to build stuff, you know, and just scale. Like I noticed myself, and I'll be like, huh, and then he said the same thing, like, what you think? And I'll be like, oh, it's this. He's like, you just answered, like, oh, all right. I just, you know, because sometimes, you know, like even when you're stepping into something new, it's still the experience, the trial and error situation. Now when I catch myself, I'll have a client, I'll call him like, hey, they need this because, you know what I'm saying, we need that, we're like that, and like I'm able to now see a problem, solve it, know what we need to do, how to get it there, and then if I blatantly really have a question, I come to him like, hey, this is something just like that. This guy, we got this, he got these many, we gotta go this route. I can really break it down.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
What you think? Yeah.
Exactly. And hey, this the green light? Oh no, that shit, that's what it is. Or hey, no, let's do it this way. I just got a new data point, new game, new sauce here.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? However it may be, you gotta come correct.
I agreed, and I always tell people, like when I ask for advice, like if my business partners or my coaching partners or whatever, I'm like, yo, pick the flaws out, pick the holes in the ship, show me where it's at. This is the whole game plan I have. Show me where the holes in the ship are. What am I not seeing that you can see?
Those are my favorite conversations. I'm looking to have conversations with people that are at least on my level or way just smarter than me. Like, tell me where's my blind spots, pretty much. Like, tell me something that I don't know.
Exactly.
Those are the conversations that I want to have.
Exactly. It's very important. It's very important. And so, those things I feel like people lack now, like when coming correct and doing all these things, because you have to think about it this way as well, right? Like if you're paying for a mentor and he knows more than you and he has the potential to unlock a whole different fucking paradigm for you, you need to understand that he is going to value you much heavier and give you a little more if you come correct, because he's not going to want to fucking hold your hand like that through everything, you know? If so, I think that's why, like, I was always pretty cool with the people that, like, I paid to learn from, is because I always knew to come correct, and I always knew to, like, come to them and make their job easy. Just make it easy, bro. Like,
right. I'm gonna do all the hard work. You're paying you my mentorship. I'm gonna do this and just be like, hey, is it right or not?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Is it right or not?
That's the point where you're getting for sure.
Yeah, is it right or not, and where are the flaws in my plan? So, that's
how much was one of those
packages?
Yeah, like Facebook automation, and then like
10 to 20 grand. So 10K, 15K, 20K.
So
what would be the
I get you
difference?
10K.
It's a 50-50 split. It's a year partnership. And the thing that we failed on, so this was another good learning point. The thing we failed on was we offered a money back guarantee. And once he couldn't keep up with the shift of how the platform operated, that's where it was the downfall. And I'll never, that was such a great learning lesson for me to understand never to give money back guarantees in certain situations when you don't have control of the platform. You have no control over how this works. You can only adapt according to the platform.
Exactly.
So not being able to, he ended up having to pivot. I left the business in 2023, like May of 2023. Like I left, and there's no ill will towards him. We're still good. We're still like on civil terms. I don't talk to him regularly. But we did run up a bag together. We did make a lot of people a lot of fucking money. Like all those testimonials were real. Like I still have them all privated on my channel, but like all that shit was real. There was just some key pivotal things that I told him about, and he was very open and honest about it with me when we had a conversation. Because I was like, bro, we need to do these things, and he had gotten really comfortable. And complacency is the fucking breed.
Did you notice? It sounds like you noticed some red flags or potential cracks before they happened, or
it was only when it was a little too late, in the sense of we tried marketing to a cold audience too late, and we were bleeding money at that point in time. So we were bleeding, and I don't want to give a crazy amount of details, but essentially I had told him, I was like, listen, we need to market, we need to do a certain audience. Yeah, we need to switch shit up. Yeah. We can't keep doing the same thing and expecting the same results. And so I was like, we need to do this. And we had lost the affiliate partnership. So the affiliates were like the affiliate cut us off. They were like, no, we're not going to do this anymore. Like
they saw results maybe slowing down or something?
Slowing down. And they were like, we're not comfortable doing it anymore. So then it was all off my YouTube, and we had been running the YouTube for fucking 9-10 months at this point. So like the audience is not growing because we're not doing anything to fucking grow it.
Exactly.
And so I had told him, like, yo, we need to market. And he was like, nah. So that kind of led to a delayed move to market to cold audience, and then building a sales team and all that shit is hard, bro. Like that shit is not fucking easy. Having setters, having fucking salespeople, training, doing all this shit, like it is not easy, man. And so that kind of led to it. And there's a lot of other intricacies that I won't disclose. But yeah, overall that ended, and when that ended, I pivoted. Again, the whole theme of this is pivoting, bro. Like you have to pivot, and I pivoted to consulting because I had two options. I could do high ticket dropshipping, which is currently what I do right now. Okay. Or I could pivot and do consulting, and I can consult because at this point that Facebook operation was 150 employees. I had about 10 managers. I built the whole fucking internal system, and I built it to work. I wasn't hiring anymore. I trained my team to hire. Like I had built it. I knew this was like a strength of mine. And so I was like, okay, well, do I do this or do I do this? Long story short, we'll speed it along here. I chose consulting because I didn't have the skill sets of running Google ads. I didn't have SEO skills. I didn't have any of that. And I was like, well, I know how to do this very well. I might as well try it. You know what I mean? And it ended up flopping hard as fuck. And I learned a lot of things through that. So that was from May. I started working on it in January of 2023. Okay. And it ended in October of 2023. And I was at this point, I had a lot of cash reserves that I was sitting on, and I pretty much drained most of it trying to make it work. Marketing was huge. So paying for video editors to edit the videos, spending money on ads, on Facebook ads, doing different creatives. And so the big thing I want to just say from what I learned here in this business model and doing this was very simple. Sell something that people actually like need. So for instance,
like a toothbrush.
Yeah, like
toilet paper.
Yeah, like, well, even in the sense of services, right? Like even in the sense of services. So my service was helping you build a sustainable, like my slogan was like sustainably scale. Okay. So let's say a business is doing $100,000 a month and they want to hit $500,000 a month. Okay, well, you could do that, but your infrastructure needs to be sound and proof in order for you to sustainably scale to 500,000 and consistently do 500,000. If you don't, then your shit is going to implode from the inside out like any empire does. And so, but they don't realize that. Okay, they're like, they're going to correlate it to how much revenue am I going to get for how much of that I'm going to spend on this. And they're like, why? And a lot of things I would hear is, why am I going to spend money with you to do this when I could just go put that into marketing and I can go make more money? Right. And I'm like, well, you're not fucking listening to me. You need to have a sustainable infrastructure to consistently hit this revenue, bro, or else it won't work. It will fail. And I've watched automation companies do it time and time. I've seen this shit. At this point, I've been in the game 5.5 years. Right. I've watched this shit.
You're already a master at your work. You know what I'm saying? You see it.
I've watched it.
You can call the bullshit.
I could call it. And so that was a difficult sell. And I'm not a natural sales guy. Like I'm a logical operational guy. So like for me, like to be able to get people to try and understand what the fuck I'm telling them, I'm pretty blunt to the point and pretty harsh, and you can't be like that in sales. You just can't be like that in sales. So at the end of the day, that in October of 2023 is when I found what I do now, which is high ticket drop shipping, and I had to pivot again.
So with that pivot, and now you're doing high ticket drop shipping, you've seen the consulting didn't work. So where pretty much did you, all right, now that you pivot there, how was that pivot? Like, where did you see like, okay, this is it, and now this, how did you were able to continue it all the way to right now?
Yeah. Well, because high ticket dropshipping is sustainable. First
Okay.
off, so remember, I've done low ticket dropshipping on every platform.
Exactly.
Facebook, Walmart,
Everywhere,
eBay,
literally.
Amazon, and every time I have to fucking pivot out.
Right.
So when I seen this, you build it on Shopify, you build a real brand that's selling other well-known brands, but your store can be an asset. You can make money month over month with Google ads. So another thing is that you're using Google ads, which is like PPC, like on Amazon. You don't have to make any creatives or do any shit like that. So I was like, okay, cool. And people are selling their stores like to investors. Like,
Oh,
you
wow.
could sell it to private equity firms.
Okay.
So because you're actually what you're doing is you're building a catalog of products from brands that everyone knows, likes, and trusts.
Exactly.
And then you just have to market it to the audience and on Google, that is, through campaigns and keywords, and people will find your shit and buy it. So like if you go on Google and you search any product at the top, where you see all
The sponsors and
Yep, that's where I'm selling my stuff. And it's very, 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 very lucrative. And that's when I knew that this was something like I was like, okay, this is gonna be the thing because it's sustainable. I can work at it long term. I'm building a real fucking asset here. I'm not building a store that no one's not gonna want to buy. And the ads can run on fucking autopilot at this point, and you can like at one point after you've dialed them in, your ads can run on. There's no ad fatigue.
oh yeah, no, shit
just churns. There's
Yeah.
no fucking ad fatigue like on Facebook where your products, if you're running a product, an advertising for your product, then you have to worry about ad fatigue. Oh, well, the fucking ad's been running for a while. Now we have
Right,
to
and
fucking
it's-
go make a new creative. And it's like, no, fuck all that bullshit.
No, that shit's gonna be there no matter the fuck what.
Exactly. So that's when I was like, okay, this makes sense. To answer your question.
Okay.
That's when I knew it made sense. And so I spent $6,000. I paid a mentor. And I went to work again, and this time it was
worth it. It was the right way.
It was worth it. It was the right
Wow.
way.
So now, so I know the low tickets. Now, as far as the high tickets, what are your products as far as not high tickets now?
So yeah, I won't say
Selling
the
the
niche.
PlayStation. We're not gonna say that, but like you selling up to like that, like you selling PlayStations or some crazy stuff, or like some phones, or
I'll show you really quick. I'll show you a sale I just made earlier.
we won't even say it.
That's the order. That's the total for the order. What's that number? say?
2860.
Oh, that's hot.
Yeah, we're
That was
talking.
like an hour ago or something.
Yeah, that was when I pulled up in here.
You selling Dior on them, mother.
We're selling real high ticket shit. I'll pull up one more. We'll do it live because fuck it, why not? And I know where the order is, and this will take me like a couple seconds to get to.
This is crazy.
I'll show you another order, which was pretty crazy. This was from a lady in New York. Look at the total. What does that say?
Wait, there's one order? Wait,
That's one
6
order.
items for 28,423.
Yeah,
Hey, you're 28 back.
that's the product. Don't say it out loud, but that's the product. It's like the Bugatti. Of
Who
those
would
products.
you would like, how do you move that, ship that?
So that's the
Yo, that's crazy.
and this is the total she paid.
Like,
So we're talking real high ticket shit. Like
how long ago was that?
that was at the
that-
beginning of the month.
That just happened.
That was
I
towards the end
wonder
of
how
last month.
frequent those, like,
The bigger ones come in.
yeah.
I mean, my average order value is probably like 2.53K. So yeah, you're not. Those are one-offs. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But they're possible.
Yeah,
The fact that
of
you
course.
set it up for sale, you were smart enough to make it available for somebody to click buy.
Yeah.
That's genius right
Yeah.
there, man.
And you you just work with distributor. At this point, for those products, I work with a distributor. So I have 2 stores. The first store is with just brands, right?
Okay.
So like the first store I work with actually just straight distributor, and they're actually close. They're right around here. We'll talk about it later. And they house all of the big brands in that niche. All the big ones. Like you can't go to these brands and sell them as a e-commerce retailer. You have to work with the distributor to get them.
Wow.
And so my second store is where I can work directly with the brands.
Okay.
But you can do either or. It depends on niche per niche. And yeah, that's how high ticket we're talking though. that 24K order, what do you think the profit was on that order?
Wait, let me guess.
20?
Let me guess.
21.
I want to say
Profit?
profit
Net
was
profit.
Net profit.
net profit probably 10K.
15.
Little less. You guys are generous,
Damn,
man.
I see, yeah, okay.
Damn. No, 5.5K.
Okay.
5.5K net. So it's like a 25% margin, 20% margin.
That's steps. All I was told is if you're in this entrepreneur world and you're investing, you making 10%, you winning.
You spend $1, make a quarter, you Gucci.
You winning.
Yeah.
You winning.
So that's the model I run now, and it's just, in my opinion, to go back to what you were saying with low ticket. With low ticket, the main struggle that everyone has, and it's super popular because all these other platforms died with drop shipping. So it's for anyone who doesn't know, or if you maybe come across it, it's very simple. You go on TikTok, you find a product that's trending. You go and rip that product. You order it from Amazon. Make an ad with it, or hire UGC creators. And they make the ads. You run them on Facebook and TikTok. The store will die once the trend dies.
Exactly.
It will die. And also, you're selling on impulse. Okay, so two things happen when you sell on impulse. One, you're having to get people who didn't give a fuck about the shit in the first place to buy from you.
To get run now.
And second of all, they don't even know who the fuck your brand is. They don't know XYZ store you started to sell this fidget spinner or whatever it is, or this like dishwasher thing. No one knows you. So like, again, it will die eventually because you're only banking on the product being viral. As soon as the product dies, now you gotta go rinse, repeat, and recycle.
You got pivot.
And how sustainable is that? Fucking unsustainable.
So you have a different model.
So now ours is different. This is high ticket. And so this allows you to build something sustainable. You're working with brands that people know, like, and trust. They've been around for decades. And you're advertising to people on Google who actually search for the product that they want. So like when someone bought that product, they searched the brand name plus the product
They wanted
type.
that.
They wanted it.
Your cost was maybe the advertising to put your link above others?
Correct.
Okay, not like you had to put a down payment on to keep it in storage or nothing like.
Nope. I don't see, touch, or like ship anything.
Wow.
They do it all for me. The distributor or the brand will do it all for you. All you have to do is build a relationship with them, and it's very simple. Call up the brand of the product. So I wanted to call that brand up. Hey, my name's Andrew. I work with XYZ company. I'm looking to become an authorized retailer of your guys' products. Who do I have to speak to in regards to this?
Right.
They get you to the right person. And then you start the process of filling out the application, and if they accept you, they accept you. If not, they're like, hey, we don't work with e-commerce retailers directly. You need to go to this distributor or this distributor to do it. And then they literally tell you exactly who to fucking go to.
Wow. So as far as what you do now is, so based on the models that you got, what you're doing now, and how successful it is, what would you do? Or like, are you selling this as a mentorship as well? And then how much is that mentorship if someone wanted to get in?
$5-6 grand. $5-6 grand, and the way that it works is that's the one-on-one. So it's a hand holding, and I have other partners in this coaching program. So my two other partners, they do around $300 grand a month in revenue for their store, and then we just actually brought on another partner as well, who again, he complements our weaknesses in certain areas. He's doing around $1 million a month in revenue, and so it's us four working together. And we have one coach in there as well to help us out with certain things with students and help us when we need help, getting back to students and staying on top of things. And he is somebody who people can go to. So anyways, that's one-on-one, and that's a 6-month program. If you don't make $5 grand profit by the end of that 6 months, in 1 month, so like you have to make $5 grand in 1 month. If not, we'll just continue to help you until you do. That's it. There's no money back guarantee. It's just, listen.
We're gonna work until
it works.
Until it works.
We're gonna work until this works with you. Unless you just quit and give the fuck up. Then
right.
I can't
exactly.
can't help quitters.
You're,
but yeah, that's essentially the mentorship, and it covers everything. It's over 150 videos in the course.
150.
This is a very intricate business, brother.
So as far as with these videos, did you kind of like sit and able, you know what I'm saying? Like you had your mic, voiceover, you're at
screen
home,
recording.
wherever you were, screen record the whole 9 yards, literally.
Yeah, screen record. We use a Loom for a lot right now.
You said Zoom?
Loom? Yeah.
Loom.
Loom just allows you to, it's like Zoom, but
Okay.
it's like my face is a little circle, and then we show them how
Record
to
your whole
Okay.
screen. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
shows
gonna
your
look into
screen.
that.
Shows
Okay.
you how to do everything. So that's pretty much how we recorded it, and we again, like, we have certain strengths in the business.
Of
So
course.
like my boys would record their modules for their strengths and so on and so forth.
Wow.
But there is it's a real business, man. It's a real business. So there's a lot of that's why there's over 100 and some change videos because it's just a lot of aspects.
Yeah, this not no quick play. This not no play. No, this is you're gonna really do this and you really work because this is not no,
Exactly.
again, small time shit.
Yeah, it takes a lot. It takes a lot, and at the end of the day, it's not as something like with low ticket where you can get started really quickly.
Yeah.
It takes about. There's a lot of delayed. There's a lot of delayed gratification because for the first month, you have to build. You have to pick your niche, which is extremely important. Pick your niche. Then you gotta build a store really quick, which we teach you how to do step by step. But you gotta build a store, put some demo products on there, so you can you can put other brands' products on there, and then reach out to other brands so that way they see you got something. You have to have that, and then you have to go out and find suppliers, reach out to the suppliers, lock the suppliers in, upload their products now that you can actually market and advertise.
Exactly.
So it takes a little bit, takes a little bit.
So now with that, I know. So the initial investment, as far as the mentorship, what's the other investment outside of that? Like, are you investing in the mentorship? Do they need a certain capital to be able to start, or
revenue?
1,500 is pretty ideal.
Okay.
You should see your first sale if you follow everything correctly. If you follow the blueprint, you should see your first sale within the first $500 in ad spend, because we teach you how to set it up to target the lowest hanging fruit, people who are actually searching for exactly what you sell.
Wow.
So, and then like you spend a little bit of money on softwares, you know what I'm saying? But 1,500 is ideal. Like my overhead for my software is like less than $500 a month, and then my rest of my money goes to ads. So it's not too bad.
Do people use the Helio or Helium or something like that? Or
we use Ahrefs. It's kind of like that, but it's just for SEO purposes and like seeing like the search demand on products and brands and things like
Whole
that.
9 yards. Okay.
The whole 9 yards, yeah. And then, but we also offer a lower version, so people who are a little more in tune and they just essentially need a course to teach them, and then group coaching calls. They can do that as well. That's a $3,000 option. So it's just that. The one-on-one, also you can book calls with me, Muhammad Khalid, which is my partners, and my other partner Ryan. You can book calls with us whenever you want, as long as it's a 24-hour fucking notice. You can book a call with us whenever you want. We can help you out, and if we could do it through a Loom audit first, we'll help you there. So that way the call is much more effective, and it's like we're not going through all the basics.
Exactly. It's not just we're able to
get it all locked in.
Exactly.
We know exactly what you want. We've already reviewed it, and then it just makes things a lot easier. So we have those options, but I always just urge people to take the free course. Unless you're like ready to fucking rock and roll, bro, the free course has 87 videos in it. We made it we wanted to make something, and when I decided to make this course and I partnered up with my boys, I was like, if we're gonna do this shit, I've been in this game. My partners are 19, by the way.
Oh, snap.
I forgot to mention. They're fucking 19. The one who's doing 1.2 million, he's a little older than me. He's 31. He's good. He's an amazing gentleman. But the two youngsters I work with, they're 19 years old. They're making $300,000 in revenue a month from the business, and they're killers. I only surround myself with fucking killers.
Right.
And so they also, have. I was like, yo, if we're gonna partner up and do some shit, I don't want to be a lone wolf anymore. I've been a lone wolf for a while. So like, if we're gonna do some shit, we gotta make it the best shit. Because I've been around the block now. Y'all are 19. You haven't been in this e-com game long. I've been in this e-com game for fucking 6 years, bro. And I've put out courses that for businesses that were unsustainable. And I know this is sustainable. Like I know that we can run this shit for a minute, like a good amount of time. Like we need to make it as best as we possibly can. That's why the free course is 87 videos long. It teaches you how to go from not knowing anything about the business and not having an LLC and how to actually launch your ads. So from A to Z. Then it teaches you how to do everything.
How do people find this free course?
On YouTube, on my YouTube channel.
Oh, snap.
Wow.
Okay.
On my YouTube channel.
It's free.
It's free.
And y'all not tapping in. What is wrong with y'all?
Let me show you this really quickly.
My God.
I'm going to pull up a result someone posted in there yesterday in the free Discord. Just so you can see this really quick. This was a gentleman. He's in the free. So just so you're aware, you can see the HTD community. So the community is the free one. This one is the mastermind. That's the 6,000. So in this results section, this dude made a sale for $1,800 and he's in the free course.
Yesterday, sale $1,800.
And just on a free course.
It's on a free course.
See, that's real game and sauce. Like I've seen some of these even credit gurus. They'll free this and they'll kind of like, and it's
Fluff.
what the fuck did I learn? Like what? Like cool. They want, but then I was like, oh, you want to really learn? Pay me $30,000 and I got you. What?
Right.
But for you to put out not only
A to Z content.
You know what I'm saying? A to Z content. But not only that, like, it wasn't, 10 videos. 10 videos could say something that's A to Z. No, you gave them more than enough.
The game.
You gave them the game, and then if you want the extra little sauce, go ahead and pay that stuff, and you unlock the other 30, 40 videos, you know what I'm saying, where you're able to really hone in and lock in, and then, hey, not only that, you locked in with us now. But this free shit, and they're making $1,800 off this free stuff, that means there is no excuse. I don't give a shit who the hell you are. Sit down at your computer for them little hours, watch them goddamn videos, and
There's no excuse, bro.
you know what I'm saying?
There's no excuse.
Wow.
The things that the thing that people pay the $6 or $5,000 for is very simple. They pay access for our network. So you have 4 different individuals, and we did this on purpose because we knew that no one would fucking compete with us. Again, I only surround myself with killers. So our whole fucking goal is to dominate the fucking market, and no one will fucking do it as good as we can. You have someone like myself who's doing around 60 to 70K a month with one of my stores, and I'm in an extremely competitive niche. So like there will be people out there who will be like, oh, well, you're only doing 60 to 70 grand a month at 15 to 20% profit margins. Okay, fantastic. First off, they're probably anons. Second of all, the niche is extremely fucking competitive. The amount of people that are selling the products that I just showed you to, you know those are trending hard as fuck.
Oh, yeah.
So like it's competitive. Nonetheless, then you have 2 other brothers who are also, they're international. So they're from Istanbul. They're from Saudi originally.
Okay.
And they're in Istanbul right now. So they have because if you're in the UK, Canada, New Zealand, Australia, you can run this business. So it's you can do it international. So they handle the international stuff as well. They're doing $300,000 a month in revenue. And then you have our other gentleman who's scaled to $1.2 million in revenue on a monthly basis. He has his skill sets. So you have 4 people who are running the business, 4 people who have generated connections, relationships, resources, and knowledge to be able to give to you. That's what you're fucking paying for. We have an SEO expert in there, someone who teaches and can answer a lot. He's doing SEO for 12 years. He's on the top 3 in the top 3 on LinkedIn. Like LinkedIn does like their little score thing.
Yep.
Yeah, wow. He's the third. He's in the top 3. We have people. We're gaining more resources. We're gaining more knowledge. We're gaining more connections, and then we're trying to bring that value into the community. So we're really trying to take this in and make it the best fucking thing that anyone can ever buy in order for them to learn how to do this business. And even the free stuff can get you there, but the access to the connections is what you're really paying for.
100%.
And just the ability to like network with someone who's doing talk to someone like Ryan who's doing $1 million a month.
Exactly. I was always still like, hey, don't you want to learn or talk to someone that you want to trade bank accounts with?
Right.
I'm like, I'm not gonna learn from this dude who's. It was funny. It's crazy. We're sitting here, and I'm not knocking dude. I don't even want to say his name, but one of my guys from high school, he was like, hey, this guy does this e-com stuff. I want you to just hear what he got saying, yada yada. I said, cool. He sent me a Zoom link. We got in touch. He's young. He's 21. He's been doing the game for 6 months. He's selling like more like products like shampoos, stuff like that, like even proteins, this and that, whole 9 yards. And then he told me, he was like, man, within 6 months, I've only made $200. And I was like, okay. And he said he had a mentor. So I was like, so is your mentor not, honing in? What is he doing,
Yeah.
And he couldn't really tell me. He showed me like a little slideshow, this and that. I was like, okay. Well, I'm definitely not knocking you, whatever you got going on. I kind of told him what we got, me and my business partner got going on. And I was like, hey, maybe we can help you get some products, help you get capital for products, however you need to, maybe to help you push your, brand more, some ads, something, and you're kind of coming here, show me, not really telling me much, but telling me, hey, you need to hop on this right now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Not
No
really
substance.
showing me. Exactly. Not even really results. And he was like, I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. I made $200. I was like, ugh, But for you to come here, kind of the same thing, and really grinding on it, honing on it. Like I said, there's no disrespect to bro. He's probably still doing that right now. He's probably gonna make $1 million by the time next time I talk to him. You know what I'm saying? I'm definitely not knocking him. But to see, like I said, a difference in even how you hone in perspective on this, bro, is flawless.
Thank you.
You feel me? Like that it is crazy. You even make me want to like, shit, where my credit card at? Hold on. We going like what you need, you know what I'm saying? Like and that's crazy. That work ethic, you're 27, I'm 26. Ty, we were all around the same age and like you said, you want to surround yourself with killers. That's how I look at it. I look at things, that's how he look at things. That's why I feel like me and him go really hand in hand, because whatever I set my mind to, I'm gonna do that.
It's gonna get done.
You know what I'm saying?
And there's no delay in time in between the idea and the execution.
You feel me?
No fucking delay. Like when me and my boys, like me and Muhammad and Khaled, we get on a call every fucking day, twice a day, because they're 8 hours ahead. So we get on a call in the morning, and then we get on a call when I wake up. We hop on a call for probably a couple hours. We knock shit out, and then it's the beautiful thing about being on the other side of the world is because while they're getting shit done, I'm sleeping, and while I'm getting shit done, they're
that's
sleeping.
right. No matter what, it's a fucking circle working.
But y'all talk every day.
Every day, 2 times a day. We're probably on calls for probably like 3 to 4 hours out of the day, and sometimes we just sit in silence and just work on the Discord call. Just sit in silence. And
Right,
just
just
work
get stuff.
and just get shit done.
That's
We're like,
funny.
all right, cool.
Yeah, you know,
we go through a Notion doc, and we're like, all right, we're gonna get this done. We're gonna do this. All right, cool. And we just shut the fuck up for probably like 25, 30
Because y'all have
minutes.
systems. Right.
Yeah, and the other gentleman we brought on is the exact same way, and it's a real difference. I've had a lot of business partners, a good amount. I've had a lot of them, and I've seen a lot of things that I like, a lot of things I dislike.
Of course.
But this has probably been by far the best partnership because I've always been like the guy who I did Facebook automation with, great guy and all that, but he has family. And I understand he has kids, you know what I'm saying? He has kids and a wife, and so like they got to come first, to him. And I get that, but I also have a different sentiment and we're different people. And he always told me, he was like, I was even talking to my barber about this yesterday, but he's just like, yo man, like I've never seen someone go as hard as you. Like I've never, like you can just keep going and you just don't fucking stop. You're like a fucking robot. And I'm like, but I have family he's like, but I have family and stuff like that. And I was like, yeah, I said, we're just different, bro. I've never knock how you run your family, and how you want to do it doesn't affect me at all. So it doesn't bother me.
Of course.
But I was always the one who was like working more, trying to push the fucking needle. And he was like, I have to take care of my daughter. I have to do this. I have to do this, which is fine. But in this partnership, the reason why I say it's the best is because we're fucking going full fucking force, all gas, no brakes, nitrous and everything. And it's no fucking delay. And it's like, get it done, get it done, get it done.
You guys hold each other accountable.
Hold each other
everything.
accountable. And he's just like, hey man, I thought you were going to do this. What happened? I'm waiting on this external variable to get this taken care of for me. Okay, fantastic. Just wanted to double check and make sure it was getting done. So it's when you get around people like that, it's like you said, we're talking about it, and you're like, I need to fucking, I'm ready to do some shit. Like you leave, and you're already doing enough. You're already doing things, but there's always more to be done. No matter what.
That shit don't stop.
So, anyways, yeah, that's why I think this partnership is the best, and why I believe in it so fucking fully and wholeheartedly.
Of course. Do you have kids yourself?
No.
No.
Just a girl.
So,
Like I'm just me and my
right.
girl at this point.
So I just had a kid.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations. Boy or
literally,
girl?
boy.
Nice. Nice. First kid?
Yes.
Sorry. I just had to.
No, for sure.
Yeah.
This is my girl's second. So I have like a stepson.
Okay.
But this is my first. He's literally 2 months and what? Today's the third or the fourth. He's 2 months and like 3 days. I swear to God.
Nice, man.
Literally 2 months and 2 days. Literally.
How did it change your perspective?
Man.
What did it do for you? I'm sorry.
No. It really did a lot. For me, it made me hungry. I want to do more, and I also, I lost my father at 13.
I understand.
And so it was like, I know how that felt, and I don't want to put my son in that position where something happens to me, but I want to give him the world. I want to be there. I want to see him. I love, you know what I'm saying? Every time I see him smile, that's my motivation for real.
Yeah.
Like now, everything I do and everything I touch is no longer mine.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's
Yeah.
honestly his.
Yeah.
You know, and that's why I'm like, okay, I'm trying to do this. I'm trying to do that because my son needs everything.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And where there's times where I kind of have to like, he be like, damn, bro, I'm putting him to sleep. Fuck, like I could get on too, but like, and there's times he'll FaceTime me. I'm sitting at my computer. He's right there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm still trying to get whatever I can do while he's even on me or sleeping on me. If I could do something, I'm gonna try.
Yeah.
You know, and just because again, it's not for me anymore. It's literally that generational. I want to give him the world.
It's super interesting you say that because I was just talking to my barber about this yesterday, and we were talking about kids, and he told me, he goes, your perspective's going to change a lot when you have kids. That's why I asked you that question. Yeah. In perspective on life. You have any kids?
No, yeah.
No, and
No.
that's and that's the thing with him too. Like, because me and him like almost like your partners. We talk every day. We're always communicating.
Yeah.
It's just how we got to do it. And every time, they'll be like, man, but I'm like, bro, you don't understand. Like, you just don't understand yet, you know. And then it even took me having, you know, a kid like, damn, I really gotta shit.
Yeah.
I know, I kind of know what people are, but like, man, I got kids. I get it.
Yeah.
You know, and that's with me, like, even with everybody that knows what I got going on in my family, I try to have a big support system. So like,
Very important.
me and my mom, we got a crib together. I stay downstairs, she stays upstairs.
Nice.
If I gotta go, my girl gotta go. Grandson.
Yeah,
You know
right
what I'm
there.
saying? So at least I have that little support system where, hey, I'm gonna be with him as much as I can, but if I gotta get shit done, I gotta get shit done.
Yeah,
You know, and,
agreed.
and if I gotta pay you food, whatever you want me to wash your clothes for the week, I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
Let me go do what I gotta do.
Makes 100% sense.
You know what I'm saying?
Makes
But
100%
definitely,
sense.
it's the perspective is crazy. Like I miss him now.
Yeah.
I don't like to be away from him.
Yeah.
I would have him on my hip if I could every fucking second of the day.
It's interesting because I don't know if you're this way, but when I was younger, and I say that like I'm old, but I'm not. But like when I was 21, 22, my motivation was all bread. It was just get money. Like I wanted to have the nice car. I wanted to have the nice fucking watch. I wanted to have the nice fucking suits. I wanted to be able to buy what I wanted. And that doesn't last long. And now when I look, and I'm curious what your thoughts are on this, because we don't have children. Because my thought now is my motivation is so different as I've gotten older. It is so fucking different. Now my motivation is two ways. Whenever I don't want to do something, I think two things. One, the first thing I think about is and the reason I can relate to you on what I'm about to tell you is because my dad passed away when I was 2. Okay. So I grew up with a single mom my whole life. Watched her work 2-3 jobs all the time.
Wow.
And I'm really close to my grandparents, which is because I spent a lot of time with them while my mom worked.
Right.
So I think first off, okay, well, I got to take care of my mom. Like she's taking care of my grandparents right now. They're old. They're 95 and 93. So I'm super, super blessed to still have them around.
Yeah. No, facts.
And so I try to soak in as much as I can while I'm there. But like, I take care of my mom first. So what happens? What's going to happen, unfortunately, when the time comes when my grandparents pass away? Is my mom going to have to still work, or am I going to be able to just tell her to retire? That's the first thing I think about. The second thing I think about is I always put myself in a position like I have a kid on the way. Because when you know you got that kid on the way, you went probably harder. You went like, okay, shit's fucking real.
Yeah,
Bro.
It was a night and day difference. Like we was.
Thank you.
We was focused.
Yeah.
That January, I remember. Like
Bro, I like, hey, I got a kid on the way. He's like, what? I was like, bro, and it's just, I gotta go. We gotta go. We come on.
Yeah.
What the fuck we gotta do? We gotta fucking do it.
We was on point. We was talking every day and just like, boom, results after results after results. This bank, that bank, this bank, and then clients coming, boom, boom, boom.
Yep.
So
And you
it's
pick up
definitely a different type of hustle.
It's a different hustle, and you pick up the pace, and you just like you start to move with some fucking urgency.
Yeah.
And you're like, holy fuck, like I got to get shit done now. And so whenever there's times where I don't want to do something, those are the
That's
first
you.
two fucking things that I think about now, rather than buying another foreign car or buying another watch or buying another suit or going to another $1,000 dinner or some bullshit. Right? Like I don't even think like that shit comes and goes, but like those two things, those two motivators, when you don't want to do it and you think to yourself like fuck, you have to rely on the discipline, but also it's like, man, like what if I had a kid on the way right now?
Right.
Like what would I be doing? Like am I gonna just be like this with my kid on the way, or am I gonna fucking grind because I got another, now I have real responsibility.
Yeah.
Like on top of my normal adult responsibility. Dude, I have another individual who relies on me.
That night you have to take care of. You have to not only take care of, you have to you got to teach them. You have to breed them. You know what I'm saying? So this is a part of you.
And if
you feel me?
And it ain't gonna get done unless you fucking do it. So like you better. Yeah, I don't know how, like my beliefs are very. I don't know. I feel like sometimes they're jaded to most people. My wife will never work. So like my girl now, like if I always told her like if anything like, you know, and we've been together a good amount of time. You know what I'm saying?
Couple years?
Yeah. So I'm like, if anything, you ain't working. Period. And she likes to get money too. And so she likes to get money, but I told her, like, listen, if anything happens, you don't fucking work. Because the most important and hardest role is being a mother. You have to do that first, in my opinion. Coming from a man, I'll do the work, you take care of the child. Because you're going to be able to nurture that child. You're going to be able to take care of that child better than I would. It's not a strength of men. It's a weakness at the beginning. I don't have patience, bro. Like, let me just go make some money.
Right.
And so that's kind of my belief system is my wife will never have to work.
And
worry
I'm
about
kind
that.
of on that same type of timing too. Like
Yeah,
my girl,
similar.
she's a hustler. She wants to make her money. She still makes her money now. Like I pay majority of the bills. Like she lives with
Right.
me, of course.
Right.
Literally, all she gotta pay is one thing is like as far as the crib because you know I have no one to live rent free here.
Yeah.
She takes care of the light.
Nice.
I take care of everything else.
Yeah.
All she has to do is the light, her car, and insurance.
Yeah.
That's
Simple.
it. You know what I'm saying? And what she does, she takes care of that. But we go out, I'm paying. This, I'm paying. That, I'm paying.
Yep.
You know, and
for
it's like I tell her, like, look, you gotta understand when this lifestyle, this entrepreneurship, this is not no 9 to 5. I'm not clocking in and listening to Joe to tell me what the fuck to do. No, I have to create this, whatever this you see, I have to create it from fucking scratch.
Yep.
So it's like, hey, if I gotta be out here, we're networking, we're doing this, we're doing that. I'm taking like shit. You might see me with a model. That bitch could probably go make me some money. You know what I'm saying? Whatever the fucking case may be. You know what I'm saying? So that's the kind of point I'm at with her. Like, look. She wants to kind of do nails too. I was like, shit, we do nails at the house. I'll get a crib. What you mean? We can put it in my warehouse. I can see you. You know what I'm saying?
Suite,
like,
you know what I mean? Like,
so, but she's trying to do that so she can still do her hustle thing, but it won't be as like, hey, I'm clocking at 9 to 5. She'll have her own hours. She can make hey girl, come over here, come do your nails at this time. When now I'm home, I can have the baby, this, that, and the third. You know.
Yeah.
But that's the type of level I'm definitely trying to be like, hey, my son needs. I got to put in all the hard work. My son needs, you know what I'm saying, that nurture, that hey,
attention.
I relying with you with that one.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because
It's not our strength.
it's exactly our strength is to provide. I'm gonna get out here and do what the fuck I gotta do and get in the nitty gritty, give myself fucking headaches after headaches after headaches to provide for this family.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? All I need you is to deal with that little baby. He might be a headache, of course, baby. You know what I'm saying? There's a whole bunch of stuff, but hey, that's.
Both are hard.
Exactly. Yes.
Both are
Best.
fucking hard.
Both.
So at the end of the day, it's like, okay, both of them are fucking hard. Let's just play to our strengths.
You see what I'm saying?
Which just so fucking happens to complement the weaknesses.
Right.
So,
Wow.
you know, and I think like, speaking of like women, like, I don't know if you've ever experienced this, but I've had multiple times where like the woman doesn't understand like being with an entrepreneur, being with someone who runs their own shit is it's a different game.
Right.
And so like, you know, I don't the only thing I'm gonna say is that I've had relationships fail because of the fact that I'll work nonstop. And my father used to be like that. So like my mom would tell me stories of like my dad would like he would spend half of Thanksgiving with my family, and then he would go to he used to own a printing business.
Okay.
Right.
So he would
back
go.
at the office.
He's back at the office half the day. My mom was so pissed off. She told me one time, she was like, you know, David, how are you gonna, you're not gonna spend holidays with your son and me, and blah blah blah. And I'm like, but I understand him.
Right.
I understand him. But I've had that happen. I don't know if you've had that happen as well.
Man, yeah, I lost my dad when I was like 4, so I didn't really know either.
Yeah, sorry,
But
man.
like, it's like being an entrepreneur. You gotta have somebody that understands you. And me, like, cause I'm single, so like, I don't know if you don't search for a partner, but I daydream about it sometimes. Am I looking for a partner, or am I looking for trophy wife material? You know, I'm young right now, so it's like, you feel like you would have a partner, or how would you like categorize your woman?
She's one of my best friends.
Okay. Yeah. Some like that would be some I see as a fit relationship. Like somebody you can call your best friend, you do everything with. You don't have to leave the house too much because who you want is there in your presence 24,
Yeah.
on your downtime. She's your peace type of thing.
Yes.
And I was daydreaming about the idea of like, man, I have so many like bank accounts, bills, this and all the small stuff. I don't even want to check my mail. Like, does your girl ever do any sort of secretary type stuff?
Everything.
Really?
Yeah.
Everything that I don't want to do, she does
She'll
it.
do. Wow.
I was imagining that's like an ideal relationship.
Everything I don't want to do, she does it. She'll like we're at a point where we're about to move, and we'll be staying together. And when she would come to my apartment and stuff like that, and she would stay with me for ample amounts of time. Sometimes now we go back and forth, but she would cook for me, clean, take care of get all the mail, get anything I needed. She
Wow.
would take all the garbage out, and I had been in a relationship before where a girl would bitch at me for not taking the garbage out. You're a man, you're supposed to take the garbage out. And I said, I said, okay, respectfully so, but are you going to let that garbage overflow while I'm in a 2-hour meeting to get some shit done? You're just going to take the garbage out. Which one are you going to do? You know what I'm saying? What the fuck?
Right? Like,
so you're going to wait on me because I'm the man. You're going to wait on me to take that garbage out when I'm in a meeting about to print us some money, and you're going to bitch about that. But you can just take my girl. Don't do that shit. Now, like the girl I'm with now, like she gets it. She just gets it, and like it's very fucking rare to come across. And when you come across one like that, it's an absolute blessing because imagine if like even little things like yo, can you go take the like. Definitely not the foreign, but like, yo, go take the daily to go get a fucking oil change. You know what I'm saying? Or go do this for me, please.
Yo, I swear.
Like,
even
no,
going to that.
like,
yo, it's little stuff like that. Like, I had to get the oil change. I'm like, damn, I need an assistant. Had to get even a new sticker. Some just go online, give me a new sticker for my license
I had my girl
plate.
pregnant, checking in my car. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
While I'm like, babe, can you go over there? I'm gonna tell my sister's coming. Just go over there. She pregnant as shit. Take a picture of the car, get low,
real
and I'm like, oh,
yeah.
you the fucking best.
Yeah.
Like, Jesus, like, bro, that shit,
And
dude.
what's crazy is that they're going to do a better job at it than we are because I'm so fucking focused on something else. I'm not going to catch the bullshit that they might be pulling or like I might miss something because I'm on a call or I'm doing this or that. They're focused on that, and so they're going to make sure shit goes right.
Right. She'll be, hey, was your shit scratched before?
Yeah.
Right.
What?
Attention to detail. You feel me?
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I'm very blessed. Like I'm very blessed in that aspect, and I was just very blessed to have these people around, like be around a woman who will do those things for me. But then I also am like, I'm blessed, but I also like thank myself because I attracted this. Like I became this man to attract this type of woman.
Of course.
So like I'm very grateful God has given me these opportunities to have her come into my life because. Yeah, it's a blessing, but at the end of the day, I also thank myself because I fucking worked hard to become this man, and I'm still working hard to become this man, and I'm still fucking trying to become a better version of myself. So, like, I attracted you. That work I did, like, God gave me the blessings.
Right.
What I did with those blessings was use them to my advantage.
Exactly.
To now create this version of the guy that you're talking to right now, and the version of this of myself that she's with. So
Man.
I'm just curious. I'm always curious when because I've heard multiple people, even people that have come on here, they all give credit to their their other half. And I'm always just curious where that started. You can be really brief, but like what environment did you meet her? Was it at a club? Was it through a friend of a friend?
Socials.
Was it at park?
socials.
Okay.
Socials. So social media is how I met her.
Cool.
And
You reached out,
Yeah.
kept it classy, and then
Yeah.
did the gentleman thing. Cool.
Took her out on a nice date. I think I took her to. You guys are familiar with the city. I don't know how familiar you guys are. I took her to Shaw's Crab House.
Okay.
Oh, yup.
So yeah,
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. So
For sure.
I took her there first date. I took her there. And like my boy will like always tell me because I had taken other girls on dates before, and like I just. He always tell me like, why you take them to the most fucking nicest places you could go and like pay for these dinners? And I'm like, that's just me, bro. Like I'm just being me. I'm not gonna.
Right, if I go out eat dinner, I want to eat some fine dining. What the fuck?
I want to eat good, you know. And he's
Exactly.
like, well, you don't want to give the girl the wrong impression. I said, well, a girl ain't gonna want to be with a fucking bum anyways. So like, what am I gonna do? Am I gonna take her to an average
You
fucking
got to put
spot?
your best foot forward.
Yeah, like, you know what I
Right.
mean. So and I'll know if it's like if I was talking to a chick or something like that, and I'm not.
You could
You
tell.
can tell if they.
I'm not taking you to Shaw's
Right.
or Smith and Walensky on the river. All right?
You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna take you to Raising Cane's. I'm gonna go
You know what
grab
I'm
some
saying?
grub.
All right, come on, come chill back at the crib, baby.
Yeah.
That's how it is.
Yeah,
No.
so,
when you want some fine dining, you know.
Yeah, and it's a girl. If I'm taking a girl to those restaurants, I know that she's somebody who I could see myself with, or I'm very interested in, and I can have an intellectual conversation with.
That's the key thing. That's the key thing I'm looking for. Somebody I can have an intellectual conversation with. Like, meet me right here on that level. I can talk to you,
But-
and I can even like.
But don't like, okay, so when I say intellectual conversation, I mean we could just talk about like, it's not small talk. You know, we can talk about a lot. She's interested in what I'm doing. Potentially she has something going on. The intellectual conversation that I'm talking about is that, right? I'm not worried about her being on my level. I'm not worried about being able to
not
talk
on my
to
level.
her.
Like maybe like we choose what's worth talking about. Like, okay, was your girl ever maybe say how her day's going at work and tell you about her managers and this and that, everything like that? Okay, cool. Like, but if it was like something that happens, if it's like gossipy type of vibes, or like she's able to vent to you and things of that nature.
Yeah.
Okay.
She'll vent to me, but that's as far as like I'll talk to her about my business shit, but like it's very minimal, and like I don't, she just knows what's going on to a small degree. But like all that real intellectual conversation happens with my boys. That happens
100%,
with my partners.
100%, yeah.
But I guess what I meant by intellectual is just like it's not small talk bullshit conversation.
Yeah.
We can get into. I guess.
She can challenge your way of thinking, maybe, and then like.
Yeah, I guess what I really mean is that we can talk about real deep shit.
Yeah.
So we can just talk about like, what was going on in your life. Why are you the person you are? I love psychology. I love psychology. So for me, like talking about psychology, understanding the other person, talking about the different ways to like get information and do these things, like I guess that's the type of conversation I like to have with my girl, because I like the insight that women provide. Women provide an amazing insight into how other women think, how they view things, and it's a perspective that you normally won't, like you're not gonna get with your boys, or your business partners.
100%, man.
Well, she's not. I mean, your girl's not out here saying like, "Oh, these bitches are whores. Don't talk to nobody." Like she's really.
You know what I would say?
What?
That's a subjective ass opinion, man.
Right? That's a fucking opinion. No, I'm playing.
Everyone's entitled to that. It's a subjective
Exactly.
opinion.
But yeah, man, I appreciate it, man. You give up a lot of game, man. This
Man,
is the new best episode.
Game.
You know what I mean?
Every time we have a guest, and every time it comes, like I'm just like, man, bro, that was it.
That was it?
Oh, it's another one. Shit.
I feel like I didn't give enough. I feel like.
Oh yeah, we can come back for another one.
We can do this
Yeah,
all day.
Because I could talk to you guys for hours, you know,
100%.
and just like to set the record straight, like like you were talking about with energy earlier. We could wrap up on this if you guys have to wrap up, but it's like. I never met you until today, and we barely talked on Instagram until I got here. And the ability for us to just sit and bullshit for fucking 2 hours is great, and it's great energy. I'm super blessed. Thank you for the opportunity for letting me come on here, share my story, talk a little bit about what I do, and just share some perspective on some things. And we definitely align. So I appreciate that a boatload, man.
Yeah, man, because you in the 1% of America. I mean, like you're under 30, you touching millions, bro. Come on, bro. The world got to hear what's going on. You're not regular, so we
and even outside of the millions, like you said before, you a killer. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You ain't a lot of people that's gonna really be killers out here. They're not gonna do what it takes to really get shit done. You know what I'm saying? Whatever it puts to your mindset, whatever you knew it was. Hey, I'm gonna do it, and if it's fucking up, I'm pivoting.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna make sure that shit works wherever I pivot.
Yep.
And that's a bullshit. And not a lot of people in America, nor even the world, have that type of. You know what I'm saying?
They'll give up.
Exactly.
They'll give up. My boy always told me, he's like, bro, he's like, I don't know how you still do it, because like a lot of people would have quit if they were you already. Like, but my boy's been watching me since I was selling and like came up on that shit. And let me just get my ducks in a row. Let me understand, okay, I'm getting pulled in directions. How do I optimize? Okay. So many people are like, you're gonna just and I'm like, yeah. So
we gonna wrap on that.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that was amazing.
Yeah.
New best episode. Came back with another one. So you guys know how to get in touch with us. We do have a school group available. School.com/850. You want to get your credit together. You want to get business funding, so you can open the door for more opportunities in life, right? More opportunities.
Just like tapping in,
tapping in with your bro with the job shit.
Come on,
you're gonna
get you together.
Get you together, and then
get that shit right. You definitely need to get that fixed and get your business funding and get your personal file thickened up. You definitely need to do that. So what they're telling you to do is no bullshit. You need credit in order to excel in business to a certain level. You can't do everything with cash.
Yes, sir. You heard it here first. So all the links gonna be down below. You already know you can follow me, Delete King 850.
Yeah, Delete King CBO.
And then you can tap in for his mentorship. And he has a free course, guys, on your YouTube channel. So let the people know where they can find all your stuff. You got a website, anything.
Yeah, so you can go ahead and find me on YouTube at Andrew Giorgi. So literally just type in my name, and last name is Giorgi. Go ahead and type that in. Same thing on Twitter, it's Andrew Giorgi. Same thing on Instagram, Andrew Giorgi. All of those social platforms, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube are all verified. So you can find me on all of those. Don't follow no bullshit. All of them are verified. There's people who try to rip off on my shit from a long time ago. So they're all verified. Just type my name in and you'll find me in there. DM me, let me know if you want to chop it up about anything. And the free course is in all of my YouTube video descriptions. If you reach out to me on Instagram or Twitter, I'll get you a link. It's free. Cease.
Until next time, y'all. Peace.
Yes, sir.
Oh shit, that's green. Why is that green?
Oh, that just.
Was there a limit?
I think it just turned.
It just turned green too, man.